Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
And here we go on a Friday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, setting sail on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. We got our man Austin Ward with us, and of course, our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. A-Ward Sports, happy Friday to you, buddy. What's going on? Good to talk to you.
It is a beautiful Friday. It's great to be back in here with you, Beamer. There's nothing quite like the last day of February.
Right? Nothing quite like it. I don't know why is it such a big occasion for you, Austin? I just think you're turning the page towards March.
I just think it's the uniqueness of a month that only has 28 days. Exactly 4 weeks of action. And you're ready for March. You just know when you get to that point, spring football's around the corner. Shifted from snow to rain this week, so
I love that.
Feels just this sense of optimism.
Another
that
year
I feel
around the sun for the last day of February.
Well, for somebody who celebrates that specific day, I think it'd be like, that's great. It's a milestone for people. It is. You cross another February off your list.
36 has never looked so good on you.
Thank you. What about 36 plus 6?
Big happy birthday to our guy.
Oh, thank you.
What would happen if maybe this is, what time were you born at?
12:30 a.m.
Okay. So you were a full day away then from getting the leap year treatment.
There wasn't a leap year in 1983. Okay. So I was... my parents were telling me how close I was that someone stole my birthday on the 27th was the story. My parents flew up from Texas on Wednesday, so we were hanging out all day up here yesterday, and my mom was telling a new version of the story that I'd never heard, which is that she was ready to be moved over to the delivery room, and somebody had an emergency C-section. They're like, no, you're going to have to wait. And this was the first time she'd ever claimed that my birthday was stolen on the 27th. I was like,
to wait?
It's like, who wants to be born on the 27th anyway? Thank goodness.
I didn't even know you could say that.
Sorry.
No, you got to wait.
You got to hold that in, ma'am. Sorry. This person is going in.
Didn't know that could be part of the process.
I think things were different back then.
I think they probably were.
So, yeah. And she, again, I guess now that I'm older, they can tell different versions of the story. She was like, yeah, they had removed my pain medicine. So then I was in a great deal of pain when they told me to wait.
Plus because a half an hour wait.
Emergency C-section elsewhere. Yeah, great. I don't know if I needed all these details. Why did we wait 42 years to share them? But I guess the first one we probably did share it.
That's probably why.
But yeah. Yeah, and on the other side, my dad's remembering all the basketball games that he had watched that day. He's like, he went to, I don't know if it was like Tulsa against Arkansas or something. He had season tickets, and Duke was on television earlier in the day. I was like, really? In 1983, they were showing Duke in the middle of the afternoon? That doesn't sound right to me.
No, they were.
Sure.
You weren't alive yet.
Yeah, don't question it, all right? But that has been fun. I would always used to get texts from my dad right at 12:30. It's like, it was exactly this time, however many years ago.
Beautiful baby boy.
Didn't have to worry about that last night.
Came into the world.
You guys just go to bed, all right? Go tuck Liberty in upstairs, and I'm going to hang out down here. Get out of here.
Perfect. Well, big happy birthday to you, buddy. We'll have some fun today. Got a great show lined up for you here this morning. One Big Ten coach had some interesting things to say about the death of potential massive non-conference games, not only in the Big Ten, but across college football. We'll get into that coming up here in our next segment around 6:17. Play-by-play voice of your Columbus crew. He's going to join us. Chris Doran coming up at 6:30 this morning. Talk the start of the black and gold season with him. Busy 7 o'clock hour. It's a Freaky Friday. Austin Ward, he's going to join us at 7:17 this morning. Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda, we move him to 7:30. And then Bob had a chance to track down AJ on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. You were going to get to listen to that coming up here at 8:30. So a great show lined up for you here today. Before we hop into anything else, it is Friday, February 28th, Austin Ward's 42nd birthday on planet Earth. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Mark the Shark.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Hey, Sharky, happy Friday to you.
I'd appreciate if you called me Professor right now, Beam.
Yes, sir, Professor.
Today is the February 28th, the final day of February. It's funny. I remember February 28th, 1983. I remember that specific day.
Really?
Yeah, I lived in Ashland back then. I moved to Columbus later on in 83, but I had to come down here for a seminar on that last day of February. And I stayed overnight with my buddy, and we watched the final episode of MASH, which was on this date.
Really?
In 83. So what
a momentous day in American history.
I remember the day you were born. I didn't know that you were born that day, but I do remember that day.
You sensed it, though.
I did. 1861, due to the Pikes Peak gold rush that raised the population, Congress created the new territory of Colorado.
Ooh.
The U.S. had acquired it in 1848 when it was inhabited mostly by Native Americans. 15 years later, the territory of Colorado became the state of Colorado. 1940 saw the first televised basketball game. I can't imagine how many people were watching because not very many people had a television before World War II. But Pitt beat Fordham 50-37 at Madison Square Garden. It was televised on WNBC Channel 4 in New York. I'm going to guess there were maybe 50 people watching.
I don't think the ratings were breaking any records at that. Well, I guess maybe it did break records. It was the most watched college basketball game of all time at that point.
It was, although I don't know if the Nielsen ratings were around back in 1940.
It was a rating of 2. 2 people watched.
Exactly. 1960. Yesterday, we talked about the U.S. hockey team beating the Soviet Union 3-2 in the Olympic semifinals. Well, on this date in 1960, Team USA won gold, beating Czechoslovakia 9-4.
The normally stout American defense struggles against the Czechs, but the American forwards keep pace for a 3-all first-period tie. In the second period, the lone goal goes to the Czechs, and the Americans enter the locker room trailing 4-3 with the gold medal on the line. The game-tying goal gives the Americans new life.
Bayasic again. Put the United States ahead. Tries a hard one. And the second in by Roger Christian, number 10, his third goal. Well, the United States is trailing 4-3 going into this final period. A dramatic 6-goal splurge clinched the first Olympic gold medal in hockey for the USA.
Stuffed those Czechoslovakians into a locker.
We did. So much so that the country now is called the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Not even Czechoslovakia anymore. 1971, I didn't realize this. I lived through it, but I didn't realize they played the PGA Championship in February, but they did at least in 1971. And Jack Nicklaus beat Billy Casper by 2 strokes to win in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. It was Jack's second PGA Championship. He would go on to win 5 of them altogether. 1976, at the Grammy Awards, Captain and Tennille's Love Will Keep Us Together wins Record of the Year.
Funky little tune there.
And then on this date in 1983, when our Austin Ward was born, the final episode of MASH, a special 2.5-hour episode, aired on CBS. It was watched by 77% of the television viewing audience, the largest percentage in television history. MASH premiered on CBS in September of 1972. It was nearly canceled during the first season because of low ratings, but soon became the most watched weekly show on TV. Also on that day, my gosh, A. Ward, what a big day it is.
Yeah.
U2 releases its War album featuring Sunday Bloody Sunday.
It puts my back up against the wall.
Real toe tapper.
What a day.
Then on this date, when Austin was 10 years old in 1993, in Waco, Texas, agents of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms launched a raid against the Branch Davidian compound as part of an investigation into illegal possession of firearms and explosives by the cult. As the agent attempted to penetrate the complex, gunfire erupted. 4 ATF agents were killed, 15 wounded. 6 Branch Davidians lost their lives, but cult leader David Koresh survived. He would die 7 weeks later.
Uncle Vern.
When the feds attacked again. Vernon Howell
Shark's uncle. We found that out this week.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It was a happy 10th birthday for you there in Waco, wasn't it?
Boy, I didn't go down to Waco.
Good thing you weren't there that day. 1996, Alanis Morissette, great Canadian, wins a Grammy for the album Jagged Little Pill. Like that song, Beam?
I love that song.
I know. You were 3 when that came out.
I love
Maybe
that song.
4.
Still, one of the most upsetting moments of my life is like during COVID when we had tickets to go see her and then it got canceled and then we just never got back to go see her.
Took Allie up to Blossom to see Alanis for her birthday last fall. Great live show.
That's where our tickets were at, and then we just haven't been able to put it on the calendar to go see her.
I did not have the highest expectations personally. Alanis is like one of Allie's all-time favorites, maybe the all-time favorite. She was in heaven, and I'm like, this is actually a fantastic show. Maybe I'm an Alanis fan myself now.
Yeah, that and Nickelback.
Well, I can't wait to see Nickelback and judge that live.
February 28, 2013, 85-year-old Pope Benedict XVI resigned. He was the first pope in nearly 600 years to resign. Usually they just die. 2016, Leonardo DiCaprio won Best Actor Oscar at the Academy Award for The Revenant.
I need a horse and a gun. No, you need rest and something to eat. I'm going after him. No, he'll never find it without me. He's afraid. He knows how far I came for him. Same as that elk, when they get afraid, they run deep into the woods. I got him trapped. He doesn't know it yet. He has everything to lose. All I had was that boy. And he took him from me.
Man, that's
Tom Hardy, bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
That flick.
Yep, that's for sure. Birthdays today. Hockey Hall of Famer Joe Malone was born in 1890, died in 1969. You probably haven't heard of Joe, and I hadn't. But he is the only player in NHL history to score 7 goals in a game.
Ooh.
Did it for the Montreal Canadiens in 1920. American gangster Bugsy Siegel, born in 1906. He built casinos in Las Vegas and then was gunned down in 1947. Former Iowa football coach Hayden Fry was born in 1929, died in 2019. Indy 500 winner Mario Andretti is 85. Country singer Jason Aldean is 48 today. Jason.
Yeah, I'm chilling on a dirt road, laid back swirling like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window.
Another famous smoker and drinker, Luka Doncic, celebrating his 26th birthday today, along with Austin Ward. Let's see, Austin would have been 16 when Luka was born.
I dominated him then.
Yeah,
Back then you did. Yeah, that's for sure.
I had an advantage for a couple of years on him.
When did he start to dominate you? 8?
Yeah, he started pulling away pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the guy signed for Real Madrid when he was like 15 years old, and then came over here and has done nothing but great things. Good job on that, Sharky, as always. I'm now a smarter person than I was before I woke up. Hey, we're already seeing the death of spring games. Are we in store for losing some great non-conference games in college football as well? That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. We are watching a crash on 23 northbound. The right lane blocked off in those northbound lanes just past Pittsburgh Road. Watch for that as you're coming in from the south side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
I'm Rick Reichert. Our customers drive from Springfield, Cincinnati, even Akron for Reichert Ford's President's Day Super Sale. The entire Reichert Ford team has been working double time to stock more vehicles and slash even more prices. And we're dealing. Lease new 2024 hybrid F-150s for just $599 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Or lease new 2024 Bronco Sport for just $399 a month for 36 months. Also, 0 down. And every new Ford comes with Reichert Ford's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty. So don't drive all over Ohio going to smaller dealers with fewer vehicles at higher prices. Reichert Ford's President's Day Super Sale is on now at the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichertFord.com. Based on 2024 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region. Leases on approved credit. No security deposit required. Ends 3/1. Come in now.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Come
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers at the Shot on March the 4th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop at your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring's going to be here before you know it. I know it feels cold now, but before too long, you're going to be outside running around, jogging, wanting to do golf, explore time with your family. Get outside and do the things you love. Just be active. And listen, a lot of my friends, they're asking me about QC Kinetics joint treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. And if you're wondering, maybe you could be a good candidate, let's see if the answer is yes to any of these questions. Quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other things. Trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Check. Next, avoiding surgery, the pain, the downtime? Check. Most importantly, do you miss doing the things I talked about when the spring and summer are here? Check. Don't wait. If you answered yes to one or any of those, you'd be a great candidate. You can go in there, go to QC Kinetics, ask for their free consultation, find out what it's all about, learn about the latest advances in regenerative medicine. They've got locations in Dublin and Gehenna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus, or better yet, call 380-208-4544.
Are you ready for the jackets and wings from the shoe? Are you 5 hours ready? Yes, sir. We're giving you 5 hours of Jackets pregame starting Saturday at noon.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Your home of the Jackets, The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see a chilly morning with temperatures rising through the 30s, but we will see a mild afternoon. Windy, though. We have a wind advisory until 7 o'clock this evening. It's those southwesterly winds that'll really boost those temperatures into the mid-50s this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. And we'll also be tracking the chance for flurries and scattered snow showers on Saturday with a little bit of a breeze and gusts up to 25 miles per hour. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Kalora.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Attention, Ohio sports fans, and I'm guessing you are one if you're listening to this show. Ready to turn your passion into serious action? Prime Sportsbook Ohio is bringing you a massive welcome deposit match offer. Oh, here's the deal. Deposit up to $400. That's right, $400. And Prime Sportsbook will match your deposit 100%. That's up to $400 in bonus bets. But wait, here's the best part, Beam. You can use your bonus bets anytime. They're valid for a whole year. One whole year, your bonus bets are valid.
Yeah, if you're thinking about Shadur Sanders winning Rookie of the Year for the Browns, you just wait. Just wait on that because you can use them for a whole year. Just place wagers equal to your deposit bonus amounts before withdrawing. Don't miss out. This offer is for first-time deposits only and can expire at any time. So hurry and download the Prime Sports app. Prime Sports Ohio app, or visit primesportsbook.com to get started betting. Reduced juice. It literally costs less to bet with Prime Sports Ohio. Just a couple of average Joes. Want to bet? Download Prime Sports Ohio today. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older. Present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Play responsibly. On a scale of 1 to biggest fan in the world, how much are you a fan of massive non-conference games in college football? A couple of years ago, I mean, obviously you had the home and home series with Notre Dame. I know that you hated to go up to South Bend, but it was still pretty cool watching from a distance. Year before that, they came into town. It was a who's who event at Ohio Stadium, one of the biggest games that we've seen from like a recruiting spectacle in quite some time here at Ohio Stadium. But to you, how much do you like these games?
I think they're critical to the lifeblood of college football.
Yeah.
And it is the oxymoron of college football that they don't actually do anything to enhance your chances of winning a college football playoff if the selection committee ignores strength of schedule. So that's a little wind up to say Matt Rule is speaking some truth out there, and hopefully the people that select the playoff are listening so that they don't ruin, I don't know, September opportunities to watch big-time college football.
Matt Rule was on the Triple Option podcast, hosted by Urban Meyer and Mark Ingram. And Urban was asking him this question about scheduling. And was it this couple weeks ago, Austin? And we kind of found out more this week that, like, the Tennessee-Nebraska game that was scheduled for, not this fall, but
next year, the 26 and 27.
Yeah, 26 and 27. They were going to play a home and home down in Knoxville, and then one in Lincoln. And here was Matt Rule on his answer in college football right now and these big-time non-conference games that I think we all love. Here was Matt Rule.
I'm really worried about the non-conference schedules. Are you concerned about the Nebraska versus Arkansas, Nebraska versus Oklahoma? It's great for fans, but is it great for Matt Rule and the Huskers?
Why would you ever play one of those games? We're being completely honest. Like, Coach Meyer, I'm at a lucky point in my life where at my fourth job and after getting fired in the NFL, I kind of say what I feel nowadays. I could care less. Why in the world would a Big Ten team who's already playing 9 conference games, why would you ever play one of those games? Like you look at a lot of teams, like there's, and I love the, it's not anti-SEC, but like there's some SEC teams that last year only played 3 away games in another team's stadium. 3. We're in a league where some years you have 5 home Big Ten games. Some year you have 5 road. You have to go on the road 5 times in the Big Ten. Yeah. They proved to us this year when they did all the seeding and all that stuff that early season wins didn't mean a thing. That really it was at the end of the day what you looked like in the last month of the season. That's what it all proved to us.
I agree.
If you look at it, and when I say what it looks like, it's really how good your offense is. You know, I don't know why what the incentive is, unless at some point the Big Ten SEC get together and they say, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. But when I joined the Big Ten, the thought of playing Oregon would have been like, wow, that'd be a great non-conference game. Well, now they're in the league. USC's coming here next year, going to UCLA. We've already added in those big games, and so I don't see much cause for it. I think Ryan's a great guy to go to play Texas again to start the year off, but I don't know what the point is in terms of if you're a Big Ten team getting to the playoff.
I mean, I love those. I love the massive non-conference games.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been telling you for months, like if you want to see Ohio State, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia in the regular season, like it's not going to happen. Like, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't. The plug has not been pulled. And maybe if Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey get together and they stage one of these Big Ten SEC invitationals in September, that would salvage it. That would be, you could loop that into it. That game could be protected, and we'll get to see it. But Matt Rule is not alone at this. And the way that the College Football Playoff Selection Committee completely botched the strength of schedule argument and ignored it entirely is giving a lot of college football coaches this same feeling. Matt Rule's the only one who's got the courage, I guess, to go out there and say that publicly, because he's even going to get backlash, I think, probably from people in Nebraska who are paying big money for tickets, and now you're replacing what? I think Bowling Green replaced Tennessee. They're not going to discount, fans aren't, to keep their sellout streak going in Lincoln, you know, and they're not seeing it as high quality games. People want that. The broadcasters want that. But everyone is working at cross purposes, and it sucks because there's just no singular mission for college football on a day in, day out basis. What do fans want? What do coaches want? What do broadcasters want? They're all different. And the coaches and the athletic directors are the ones that have to try and protect that one-sided interest, which is to make sure that you have the lowest number possible in the loss column. And that part is not good for anyone except for the coaches and the athletic directors trying to get to the playoff.
I do wonder with this merger's the wrong word for it, but I guess the handshake agreement between the Big Ten and the SEC, if there's going to be something moving forward, because this has been discussed, where every Big Ten team gets matched up with an SEC team, and you play a home and home, and then you just kind of rotate throughout the conference. I wonder if that's going to be in play, or if it's just going to be like, we're going to keep our 9 conference games. You're going to play that. Sometimes you're going to play 5 home games. Sometimes you're going to play 4. And then as we move further on, it's like just schedule whoever you want for the first 3.
But I think that Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey are sitting there using it as a threat, or leverage. We can give you these games. We can give you Ohio State, Georgia, but only if you guarantee 4 spots in the playoff field to the Big Ten, and only if you guarantee 4 spots to the SEC in the college football playoff. Hey, if you want to see that, well, you got to protect our league. Got to mitigate the risk. We can't take that loss.
They
and
have
miss
a lot of
out on
leverage.
And they do have a lot of leverage, but that's the insane part. Well, we're only going to do this if you make it easier to get to the playoff.
I want to see it.
I understand. And people are going to get on their side for it. But that's the part that doesn't make any sense. Like, shouldn't you want? I think that's what we're sitting over here.
I think all sides make sense. I'm upset that these are going to go away. I also understand for them and their corporate bottom dollar of the league to watch out for their vested interest that they want to have leverage in these negotiations. I get it.
But those are the cross purposes that I'm talking about. They sit there, these same people, administrators, presidents, commissioners, and say, well, we've got to fix. Why can't we get people to come into the stadium? How are we going to get the experience?
Because you're playing Toledo at night.
It doesn't matter if you have better Wi-Fi in the stadium if you don't play any games of consequence there. And I'm not saying none, because you have a lot of significant Big Ten conference games that are being played in the Horseshoe, but the non-conference games, and kudos to Ohio State, they have scheduled them aggressively. And if they don't ever cancel Alabama, Georgia, great. They didn't do that with Notre Dame. We've got Texas coming in at a big matchup in August. Like, that's going to be awesome. Those things are electric. But we're heading towards a world where across college football, people are wondering what's the deal with the attendance problem. And then they actually know what's causing it. It's staging meaningless non-conference games that people don't want to go pay full price for.
The only worse thing than those games going away is moving them to a neutral site. Hate it.
Yeah.
That's the worst. You've got these cathedrals all around the country, and that's, we're going to move it to Jerry World. It's terrible. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
I want to see that even worse than the 2 teams not playing. I'd rather watch a crappy game at the Horseshoe than I would watch a game at a neutral site.
You're not wrong about that.
I know. It's terrible, man. So who knows what's going to happen with that. But I thought Matt Rule made some really interesting points on that. Play-by-play voice of your Columbus Crew, Chris Doran. He joins us. We'll talk a little start to the black and gold season with him coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. We are still watching crews clear out a crash on the south side. This is on 23 northbound, just past Pittsburgh Road. Our Circleville, Chillicothe drivers expect to be slow moving in those northbound lanes right as you pass Pittsburgh Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you. With flexible online classes and career-focused resources, you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Empower your future today at nu.edu. That's nu.edu.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive that start at $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
19 weeks to go. We're under the 20-week threshold.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We're getting there, man. It's getting close.
It can't be real.
It is real, unfortunately. Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Check with our guy. He is play-by-play voice of your Columbus Crew, Chris Doran. Chris, happy Friday to you. Great start to the season over at the LDC last week. Just before we get into the game, did you expect, in what has transpired this offseason with the Crew, that the first game back against Greg Berhalter over at Lower.com Field would have yielded 4 goals for the Crew? Happy Friday, Chris. Thanks for the time.
Gentlemen, thank you. Thanks for having me. I was expecting 3 goals in the game. I wasn't sure where they were going to come from. I hadn't seen any play from the new front runner for Chicago, Jonathan Bamba. So it was going to be a kind of a coin flip, whether it was 2-1 or 3-0. But Chicago was awful last year. They finished 15th in the East. Columbus is able to come out, absorb some pressure, get punished just a bit on a couple of breakdowns, but then settled into their game. And Chicago had no answers on the back line. It was kind of like having a whiskey barrel that was open on both ends and laying on its side. The barrel tips to one end and tips to the other side, and everything comes pouring out on either end. That's what we had for about 25 minutes. It felt like the game was going back and forth and goals were being scored, but Chicago didn't have any answers for Columbus, and then taking control in the second half, a great brace by Diego Rossi for anyone who was asking where the goal's going to come from. So I was thrilled. 20,000 fans were thrilled too, and it was great to get a first-time win for the 2025 season.
Chris, as you mentioned, Chicago was terrible last year. They've been up and down. Certainly Greg Berhalter's trying to breathe some life back into that franchise, but if you look at that, how much stock do you take in game 1 then for the Crew? Is the offense and just going to keep pouring in goals all year and they're not going to miss Cucho at all? Or are we just in a little bit of overreaction period from one game?
I don't think it's either or, Austin. What I would suggest is that Berhalter will have plenty of time to build that franchise. He's got some power when it comes to acquisition of talent, so good for him. I think for Columbus, it is an exercise in the nuances of what Wilfried Nancy's third year in Columbus is all about. These nuances are not quite as evident to the casual soccer fan, but we saw a lot more rotation from players. We saw a third midfielder being used in Dylan Chambeau, which actually highlights where he's very, very strong, and that is defending in the middle third and then getting forward into the attack instantly and helping to be a catalyst to set players like Jason Russell-Rowe and Diego Rossi up. So that's one nuance. The other nuance I think we saw more of, Max Arfston will always be strong on one wing. The other wing with Mo Farsi was highlighted by help from Steven Moreira, who's going to be encouraged to continue to move forward. He was an MLS Defender of the Year last year, an MLS All-Star, and has just bloomed under Wilfried Nancy. And he's made the point that he has, although he was scared coming into to Columbus, to the United States, to learn the new culture from France, he has adapted so very nicely and is a lovely, lovely man on top of that. So it's fun to see these guys succeed the way they have.
He is play-by-play voice of your Columbus Crew, Chris Doran, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Chris, I got to be 1,000% honest with you. The first half, Apple was having trouble flipping over to your broadcast, and so I muted it. And then at halftime, I was able to get the home team radio, which was fantastic. But It takes me a long time, and you're around this team a lot, so I'm sure that you didn't skip a beat on this. When they're playing around at the back, I'm like getting off my couch, like, you need to pass that ball. It takes my eyes probably like a good month to relearn how to watch this team play because they are just flying on a high wire.
Yeah, I hear you, man. You can get a little nervous, and especially because when we play with three backs, like we did on Saturday, obviously, Yevon Shaburko in the center. On the left, Monta Amundsen. On the right, Steven Moreira. Those guys stay about 10 to 12 yards off one another's shoulders. So it's really tight in the back, which leaves a lot of space on the wings that has to be covered by guys like Max Armstead and Mo Farsi. When they stay really tight, it looks like there's all sorts of opportunity for the opponent if that ball gets turned over. But what I would encourage you to do is to watch the next layer, and that's Darlington Nagbe, Sean Zawatsky, and on Saturday it was Dylan Shambeau. Those guys are the outlets. And those will be the players who receive, turn, and dish it to the outside or dish it right up the middle. So I get you 100%. But man, it was a huge night. It was a huge win. I asked Issa Tall about being a part, the general manager, being a part of the landscape in Columbus now. Here we are going on our fourth year at Lower.com Field. You imagine 6 years ago, we thought this team was leaving. And here we sat last Saturday preparing for the home opener. You got the defending national champions in Ohio State down the street. You've got the Blue Jackets who are competing for a playoff spot. The Blue Jackets are going to play the Red Wings in front of 90,000 plus tomorrow night at the Shoe. I mean, it's so fitting that these three teams are creating such buzz and energy in the market. And I just really, I'm thrilled for the club to be at this point, and I'm thrilled for the sports fans in the market to be able to enjoy so much excitement in really short spans of time. But everybody deserves it after the work they put into it. I have a buddy of mine, Dennis, is going to go to the game tomorrow night. He's bringing all of his boys to see that Red Wings Blue Jackets game, and he's just beyond thrilled for the opportunity to take it in.
It really is an awesome time to be a sports fan in Columbus, Ohio. And I just, Chris, I was, I don't know, not arguing, just talking with my wife about, the cruise schedule and, the home opener being the third Saturday in February. And I guess I'm getting old, and I don't want it to be like back in my day. We got to wait until the middle of March until the crew played a home game, and it might be a little bit nicer. It's probably still going to be cold. This schedule, starting at the time that it does, and then you have, some of the outside competitions crammed into March as well. It feels like it's almost, you want the season to be back, but it's like, well, this is too much too soon.
Well, it was a long off season, Austin. I mean, we were knocked out in late October, early November. So, a lot of people have been sitting around, radio broadcasters included. So I was anxious to get back to work. But that said, I do understand what you're saying because I wouldn't say that there are lulls in the schedule. The dog days of August have always been an Achilles heel for teams. Guys are beat up by that point. They're not ready to make the stretch on the last 8 games and make it to the playoffs. I understand what you're saying. I think that the league owes the players 6 weeks of a break. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that they would want to play 12 months out of the year. I think you do have to take that break. The league is contemplating a winter schedule, which would mean running games from August until March. I don't know if that comes into effect. I don't know how far down the road they've gone with that research, but that is a possibility. I think the schedule stays the same in terms of its duration, but it aligns more closely with what the world schedule is when it comes to international football. All that said, it is a long season. Yes, the CONCACAF Champions Cup is a legit and I would say prestigious tournament. And it's one that Columbus finished as a finalist in last year, save for that loss at Pachuca in May. So, I think you want a shot at all of those other games. If honestly, the way Wilfried Nazi coaches and the way this team is built and the way Issa Tall is prepared to spend money and make things happen for this club, you don't want to just be playing 34 games. you want to put yourself out there and you want to be established and you want to become that club that kids over in France, they may root for Toulouse, but when it comes time to rooting for an American team, we want them rooting for the Columbus Crew. So those games are really important.
I think it's a great point that you make, Chris. Hey, before we get you out of here, New England tomorrow. It's back-to-back former Crew coaches. Caleb Porter out there in New England. Pragmatic would be a way to describe his play style. Do they get a goal in New England? Because it was a thrilling 0-0 draw that they played last week against Nashville.
Yeah, that's a really great question. This is a rebuilt New England team, 14 new players, 12 new field players. Caleb Porter's got his fingerprints all over the roster. Good for him. He deserves it as a two-time MLS Cup champion. What I would say is that last year, New England opted to play Columbus in a man-to-man defensive setup that yielded 9 goals for the Columbus Crew and just 1 for New England. Yeah. So we're probably not going to see man-to-man tomorrow. But what we will see is a couple of guys who are hungry, who are fueled by the, I think, it's not rage because it's healthy, but it is a desire to win. And I think in front of 30,000 plus at Foxborough and Gillette Stadium, I think the Revolution are going to be a handful tomorrow night. All that said, yeah, we can score goals. We go there knowing we can score goals. We scored 5 there last summer. So let's go ahead and do it again. If we get 2 and it ends up a draw, I think you're okay. If we get 2 and it ends up a win, that's a really big 3 points that may feel like 6.
Chris, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. You're the best. Have a great call tomorrow. Looking forward to it, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Guys, thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too. There he goes. Our guy, play-by-play voice of your Columbus Crew, Chris Doran, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Sometimes you just got to turn the clocks back into vintage mode. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are watching a crash on the far south side on 23 northbound. This is just past Pittsburgh Road as you're coming into Circleville. Watch for crews blocking the right lane. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for Affinity Whole Health. I've trusted Affinity for 7 years for their testosterone replacement therapy. Why? Because it's natural for our bodies to gradually lose testosterone over time. This leads to brain fog, fatigue, muscle loss, low sex drive, none of the things you want. If you want to feel like you did in your prime and get your energy back, better mood, higher sex drive, increase muscle mass, then get started for free at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Affinity is local. They're accessible. They ship the treatments right to your door. feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Fish has been named the third best sports program director in the country. Winner. The two dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Hello, it's Robin Roberts here.
Hey guys, it's George Stephanopoulos here.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Strahan here. Wake up with Good Morning America.
Robin, George, Michael, GMA, America's favorite #1 morning show. The morning's first breaking news, exclusive interviews, what everyone will be talking about that day. Put some good in your morning and start your day with GMA.
Good Morning America.
Put the good in your morning. GMA 7A on ABC.
Want to know anything about the Fan's contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, last week I told you I'd be down 50 pounds. Not only did I hit that, I blew past it. 53 pounds down now thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss, 4.5 pounds last week alone. Barely 3 months into the program, and some plans have you dropping 4 or 5 pounds in week number 1, but still to be losing like this 12 weeks in, it's pretty wild. And you know what? Honestly, hasn't been that difficult. No workouts, no skipping out on life, no injections, lost 53 pounds by just eating to lose weight with Awaken 180. That's it. That's no secret. That's it. I listen to my coach. I make a few adjustments here and there. Keep watching the number on the scale drop every week. Maybe you're rocking a 55 pant and want to see a 48 again. Maybe you're rocking a 44 or 46 and want to see a 38 again. Maybe you're swimming in triple XLs and thinking about life in an XL. Trust me, you can do it. I was putting on some old golf clothes yesterday in preparation for a golf trip, and a lot of the clothes fit again, which was nice to feel. Awaken 180 is simple. The coaches are awesome, and there's really no work involved. Make the call, 844-346-1800. That is 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Professor, happy Friday.
Thank you, Beam. I am only professor when I'm doing this date in history.
Okay. Sorry.
Right now I am our fearless leader.
Get it right.
Travis Kelce is not retiring. He is returning to the Chiefs for a 13th season this fall. The announcement was made, of all places, on the Pat McAfee show. All McAfee did was text Kelce to ask him if he was retiring, and Travis texted him back and said, I'm coming back for sure. Going to try to get into best shape I've been in. I've got a real bad taste in my mouth with how I played in that last game. I can't go out like that. It was not a typical Travis Kelce season, but Beam, he still had 97 catches for 823 yards.
Yeah, I mean, still really good in the standards of the Pantheons and tight end production in the NFL. Bad season for Travis Kelce personally, and when you look at his career arc, obviously a big get for the Chiefs, him coming back. I know that they wanted to navigate this kind of by the time that the combine was going on, or by the time that you get to the free agency period coming up in March. They were able to do that. He's going to lock back in. For some reason, and I know, like, I started to doubt them a little bit this year. For some reason, I have a hard time envisioning that they're going to make it back to the Super Bowl. Like, the ending to their season is going to be happier this coming year than it was last year. I don't know. Maybe that's all gone, and the way that the Eagles handled them in the Super Bowl, and that's a what have you done for me society, and they weren't great in their last game that they played. But I just feel like every team in the AFC are going to continue to get better, and I don't know if the Chiefs can continue to replicate that. Still good for him. I mean, obviously they're one of the best coached teams in the NFL. They're very good. But I have my doubts about the Chiefs this year.
Do we think that Travis Kelce could play left tackle maybe? I mean, because if they don't fix their offensive line, you're absolutely right, Beam. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they may go back to the playoffs.
I saw that they just they did franchise tag Trey Smith, who's not a left tackle, but on the right side.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know, man. It feels like the Bills, and then if the Bengals can not lose their first couple of games of the year, not shoot themselves in the foot before the season even starts. You look at the Ravens and another year of Lamar, like it's so tough to get back there, and I don't know if they're going to continue to do that. I really don't.
I wonder if Travis Kelce thought that he was just having a private conversation on text with Pat McAfee, like because he's got his own podcast. He's also got an NFL organization. He's also got a very famous girlfriend. He had a lot of other avenues where he could have maybe, broke that news himself and more directly profited instead of giving it to Pat McAfee. But whatever. Yeah. Maybe that was all by design.
Steph Curry tossed in 56 last night in Golden State's win at Orlando. He made 12 of 19 three-pointers. What's amazing is it is the 26th time that Steph has made at least 10 threes in a game. That is obviously an NBA record. I'm pretty sure, I can't verify it, but I'm pretty sure there are teams in the NBA that have never had a player hit 10 three-pointers in one game. He's done it 26 times. I know the Cavs have done it 3 times. Darius Garland did it a couple years ago. Kyrie Irving did it once, and another player. But Austin, just another record for the greatest shooter in the history of mankind.
And they keep showing on SportsCenter the highlights from the Lakers game last night, and LeBron had another 33-point
17
output.
assists. Yeah,
it's what we're watching with Steph Curry and LeBron, and I know that the age difference is a little bit significant between the two, but it just feels like these guys are somehow timeless and vampires, and the way that they keep doing this is, I don't know how. How do they keep getting away with it? Every time they have an injury or a setback or the team seems to struggle,
go to the fountain of youth.
They just clock back in and like it's 2016 all over again, and it's remarkable, and it's a reminder, I guess, not to take it for granted, because it surely cannot last forever, despite the fact that both these guys, the two of the best to ever do it, are still cranking it out at a level that defies their age.
I like the career arc, at least for my eyes, Shark, and maybe you're a little bit different. The career arc for Steph Curry has been pretty remarkable when it comes to being either a hero or villain. Came into the league, it's like, man, guy was on a heater at Davidson. He's going to be fun to watch. Goes to the Warriors, an organization that you've never thought about at all. And being in San Francisco, losing all the time. I mean, Jason Richardson did look sweet out there in the dunk contest when they were wearing those awesome uniforms. And then they started to win, and then they got Kevin Durant, and they became, hugely villainous. And now I feel like with the Warriors and Steph Curry, they're obviously in window 3.0 with him. They've made a bunch of changes. They just traded for Jimmy Butler here recently. I'm kind of cheering for Steph again.
No.
I'm not openly cheering. I'm not really openly cheering for anybody other than the Cavs in the NBA. But you see something like this, a guy who's 36 years old putting up 50-some points in a regular season game while making 12 three-pointers, that's pretty awesome. But I feel like his arc has gone back to neutral for a lot of basketball fans.
It's easier to appreciate his greatness right now because he's not on a team that's going to just crank out a dynasty of championships.
Oh, he's already done that.
Yeah, so it's past that. You can't be a villain, I don't think, unless you are winning trophies. So, and he's not in any real danger of doing that right now.
I appreciate his greatness.
Yeah.
I didn't, I never did with Brady because I hated Michigan so much that I could never appreciate his greatness. And I see, the social media with the LeBron and Michael Jordan, and I would just want to say, people, who cares?
Just
appreciate how great this player is. Appreciate how great Tiger Woods. You get to be alive when these all-time greats are playing. Just appreciate it.
Tiger should have been that lesson for everyone, Shark. It's that can be taken away immediately, and you don't know when it's going to happen.
If you don't stop and look around a little bit.
Life comes at you fast.
Life comes at you fast, and you may just miss it. Hey, Shark, unfortunately, I think the bridge is burning between Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Friday to you. Right now, we're just watching one crash on the far south side. We've got 23 northbound slightly blocked off just south of Circleville. The right lane is blocked off right past Pittsburgh Road as crews clear up a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Save a good deal more at Meijer during the 7 for $7 sale going on now. Pay just $1 each when you mix or match any 7 or more on participating items, like Meijer frozen vegetables, Bush's beans, Red Gold canned tomatoes, Meijer facial tissue, and Powerade sports drink. Getting more for your money with the Meijer 7 for 7 sale. Now that's the good life. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Maybe your furnace isn't running so well. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater, or maybe it's just a leaky sink. Let my team take care of you the same way they take care of all my championship buddies. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com.
Get President's Day deals all month long at Coghlan Kia. Lease a new 2025 Kia K4 LXS, just $131 a month plus taxes and fees. Or choose low 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2025 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoghlanKia.com.
1.9% for 60 months equals $17.48 per 1,000 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 24-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile over. 3401 due. Excludes $250 dock fee. $400 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 3/3/25.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544.
Winter's here, and as the snow begins to pile up outside, you might find yourself dreaming of warmer days, sunshine, barbecues, fishing, maybe even thinking about those home projects you've been putting off for forever. Why wait for spring to start planning? Now's the perfect time to get ahead. With so many roofing, gutter, and siding companies out there, it can feel overwhelming to know where to begin. With over 30 years of experience and a focus on every detail, Newman Roofing makes it simple. As a family-owned business, they're dedicated to delivering an outstanding customer experience from your first phone call all the way through to the final touches on your home. When it comes to roofing, gutters, and siding, trust the name that's been a local favorite for decades, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. If you are retired or in the planning stages, we can help you maximize your income. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Want a golf course quality lawn? It's easier and more affordable than you think with True Green. As the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, True Green brings pro-level expertise straight to your yard, so your lawn can look like a fairway. Sign up by March 10th and get one free application. Plus, you'll get True Green's price match guarantee. If you're not satisfied, True Green will revisit your lawn between scheduled visits to make it right. Visit TrueGreen.com today to get a free application. Offer ends March 10th. Restrictions apply.
Quiet down. Here she comes.
Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Blue Jackets are on an offensive explosion coming out of the NHL break. They've scored 16 goals in the past 3 games, all victories. Last night in Detroit, James Van Riemsdyk scored a pair of goals as the Jackets beat the Red Wings 5-2. That moves the two teams into a tie for the first wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. Kirill Marchenko added his career-high 24th goal. Kent Johnson added his career-high 20th. Johnson also reached the 100-point milestone in his NHL career. In college hockey last night, 8th-ranked Ohio State defeated number 11 Michigan 2-1 at Value City Arena. They play again there tonight. Spring training baseball, the Reds scored 3 in the 8th to tie Arizona 3-3. The Guardians lost to the White Sox 4-2. This Sports Center is sponsored by The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Hour 2 for here. What? Hour 2 for us here on Friday. There we go. I got it. Bob out on the Buckeye Cruise for cancer. We got our man Austin Ward with us on his very, very special 42nd birthday. Big happy birthday to him. Busy hour coming up here. 7:17. Austin Ward's going to join us live in studio. We'll talk some Buckeye football with him.
What am I supposed to do right now?
I didn't just hang out.
All right, cool.
We'll talk some Blue Jackets with Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda coming up here at 7:30 this morning. So we've swapped those two guests. So Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda at 7:30. And then at 8:30 this morning, Bob was able to track down AJ yesterday on the Buckeye Cruise for cancer. We'll get to listen to those fine gentlemen coming up here at 8:30 this morning.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Watching Jackets time last night. A little 5-2 victory against the Red Wings. There was a point in time, and I don't know how many minutes it was between goals, but it was like every time I looked up, bang, bang, bang.
You didn't need to watch the first period. But if you missed the second, you missed everything.
I had it on, and sometimes I just need to decompress a little bit, and sometimes I'll just watch games without any sound on. Because there's a lot of stimulation at our house right now. Willie, by the way, slept through the night last night, which was awesome. Mom and I feeling pretty rested here this morning, which is good, heading into the weekend for his birthday party tomorrow. But slept through the night last night. But sometimes, we've got 14 different things going on at once. Like in his room, we have a Tony's box, which is just I don't know if you
I don't know what that is.
It's like a little boom box, basically, and there's like caricatures that like Cookie Monster.
Okay.
And so you put the Cookie Monster, and it's like he's got like a magnet on the bottom of him. You put him on top of this Tony's box, and then he just plays like 40 minutes of Cookie Monster songs.
Oh, great!
And you can like hit it on the side, and it skips, and you got volume you can turn up and down, and there are other things that you can like record your own stuff on. So like it's a mix of Moana, The Grinch, Jack White, The Who. It's just
that is a killer playlist right there.
Random stuff that he likes. And so, like, that will be going on. We've got a white noise machine in his room that he loves to turn on to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star on. So we've got the Grinch going below Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yeah.
He's playing the drums in his room, and then he's got some books and puzzles that make noise. So, like, by the time that we get to, like, 7:45 and he goes to bed, I don't really want to hear anything. I like to sit in the house and just be very quiet. So I'm watching this game without the sound on. Mary comes in from putting them to bed, or we took our Christmas decorations down last night, which was good. Outside have been gone for a long time.
It's February 28th.
Yeah, it is. Outside has been down for a long time.
So you're listening to the Grinch, and you still had the decorations up.
The Grinch he just likes. His birthday party's Grinch themed.
Okay.
You're able to get a nice discount on Grinch birthday gear, which was good. But, watching things and just noises everywhere. So sometimes I just watch the game in dead silence. She comes downstairs. She's like, what are you doing? Like, are you listening to this game? I'm like, no. I'm just looking at the pictures. just watching the dudes skate around. But yeah, first period, whatever, nothing. Get into the second. Red Wings open up the scoring. Jackets swiftly answer. And then it was just boom, 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 boom there from there on out. But it was a 5-2 victory. Sean Corrali, maybe a spike ball champion in his future. I mean, I know that his brother likes to golf. I know that Sean likes to golf as well. I don't know what those dudes do on a beach vacation.
Well, Sean was playing a little footy down there.
Yeah.
He kicked one in. He didn't pretend like it was, he didn't even celebrate that one. That was, the Jackets were trying to make it a fifth in the second period. He's like, nah, we're gonna pull that one back. But the deflection there from Kent Johnson too was like just bonkers.
This team right now is fantastic to watch.
You're fun.
They are. Since the break, I mean, 3 games played, 6 points up on the big board. Don't look now either. And I know that they don't want to talk about it. We've got Dean on, we've got a player on, and they're not looking at the big board. They're just keeping their head down for every single game. You're 4 points out now behind the Devils from an automatic qualifier in the playoffs.
This season has so vastly exceeded any rational expectation for it. It's great. And the NHL's got everything it possibly could have wanted out of this home and home with Detroit, with them right there in the 7-8 and holding the wild card spots and now tied in the standings going into Saturday and a big showcase in the Horseshoe this weekend. Like, everything worked out perfectly.
Coming off the Four Nations.
Yeah. And it's still hard for me to believe that this team is performing at the level it is. But they aced the coaching hire and the offseason program this time. The fact they're doing this still, we didn't even mention. Like, Cole Sillinger disappears off the bench in the end of the first period there, doesn't come back. We don't know if he'll play tomorrow night, but it's just,
Dino said they'll look at him.
You just throw that into this bucket of all the injuries and all the adversity this team has faced, and somehow they just keep on rolling. And they came out of that break, and as Shark said, coming into this segment, like, just exploding on offense in a way that I did not anticipate that this team could do it. And they are doing it, pretty consistently. At the start of the years, like, sometimes they would have off nights and off periods, but you look up and the number of times that they're putting 4, 5, 6 on the board.
Yeah.
I did not have that on my bingo card for this season.
I didn't either. But 5-2 victory, 6 points out of 6 possible points in your last 3. Massive one tomorrow, obviously, over at Ohio Stadium. 6 o'clock, puck drop. 5 o'clock, you will get coverage right here on the fan. We're actually doing all-day coverage. Like, we've got a bunch of shows leading into that game, which should be an awesome night. Cavs at Boston tonight, Sharky, for you. 7:30 tip-off in that one. Crew in New England tomorrow at 7:30, visiting Caleb Porter. And then Buckeye women's basketball in action Sunday at Maryland to finish up their regular season. Did see this yesterday. It is a battle of words right now out of Berea via Indy and the Combine. A lot of business deals get done, and whether that's prospective trades, contracts, kind of whatever. Austin, you've been over to the Combine before. I mean, general managers, head coaches, owners, like, there's a lot of people over there. There's a lot of business deals that get done. It doesn't seem that the Myles Garrett Brown situation is getting any prettier. We know that.
What an understatement.
Was it a month ago that Myles came out? And
is that the Super Bowl?
Demanded a trade. So, yeah, almost a month ago now, 3 weeks. This coming from, I saw Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com reporting this. Myles Garrett is not open to a contract extension with the Browns. League source confirmed, also backed by ESPN. Reported that representatives have, quote, slammed the door on negotiations. The Browns met with Garrett's representatives at the Combine in Indy this week, and what came out of it was that they have slammed the door on the contract negotiations.
It must be fun, Sharky, just to deal with this. One of the best players
ever in
the organization's rich history. And he's just like, you know what? Get me out of here. That's got to be a great spot to be in as a Browns fan.
The sins of Andrew Berry are coming back to haunt him because he kept pushing this bonus back and back and back, and he restructured Deshaun's contract to the point where if they cut not cut. If they trade Miles before June 1st, it adds $36 million to the salary cap. They're already $24 million over. I still do not see how they're going to be able to trade him.
Yeah, they gave themselves a poison pill. There's no exit here.
They would have to release basically 3 players, extend Deshaun again, and extend Denzel Ward just to make it work financially. And if they trade him after June 1st, which I'm sure he doesn't want, and really, if there was going to be a trade, you would want some draft capital for this year's draft. Then you can take that money and spread it out over 2 seasons, 2025 and 2026. But for the life of me, I don't know how they're going to do this.
Does he play again? Does he play again for the Browns?
Well, that's his only leverage. He's under contract.
Who's only leverage?
Miles.
Yeah, like a Le'Veon Bell.
I mean, his only leverage, he's under contract. It's not like he's a free agent. If they don't trade him, his only leverage is, okay, I'm not going to play.
I don't think he at least at this point in the road with everything coming out, I don't know if he would.
And that would be a good scenario for the Browns because they wouldn't have to pay him that money then. So it's a mess, and it's Andrew Berry's fault. I'm placing it all on him. Not just the Deshaun thing, but he just kept backing up this...
Kicking the can down the road.
These bonuses to where they all come due if they trade him.
When one of the best case scenarios is one of the better players in the history of the franchise not playing is in your best interest, like that's a wild spot to be in. How did it as Shark detailed there, he gives some insight of how you wound up in this spot, but it still doesn't even make sense that this is where you are.
And then your other best case scenario is pushing Deshaun's contract down the road. You got to pay it eventually.
You have to pay it eventually. So Andrew Berry may not even be around when these things this deferred money gets taken off the books. It's a mess up there.
Bring your brooms. It's a mess. We're going to talk some Buckeyes at the Combine with Austin Ward next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Friday to you. Right now, we're just watching one crash on the far south side. We've got 23 northbound slightly blocked off just south of Circleville. The right lane is blocked off right past Pittsburgh Road as crews clear up a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Tri-State Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 are free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Breaking
never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit hollywoodcolumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Are you ready for the jackets and wings from the shoe? Are you 5 hours ready? Yes, sir. We're giving you 5 hours of Jackets pregame starting Saturday at noon.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Your home of the Jackets, the Fan.
We plant trees because people need trees. And when planted in the right place, they have great impact. Trees help slow climate change, filter our air and water, foster biodiversity, and strengthen our communities. They create the kind of transformational change the world needs now. April is a month filled with opportunities to care for and plant trees. For planting resources, contact an Ohio ISA certified arborist who can help you learn how to take the best care of your trees. Visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org. February is Children's Dental Health Month, so make sure you make an appointment for your child to visit an Ohio Dental Association member dentist. ODA member dentists are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and have access to superior ongoing education and training. On your next visit, ask if your child's dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association and American Dental Association, so you know you're being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Expect a chilly start this morning with temperatures starting off in the 30s. We have a wind advisory today that starts at 10, and that is for winds around 25 miles per hour, potentially gusting up to 50 miles per hour, especially through this afternoon. We'll top out in the mid-50s under mostly sunny skies. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures Saturday morning to fall into the upper 20s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Calora.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, a little Friday swap-a-roo. Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda is going to join us coming up here at 7:30 this morning. The guy who usually joins us at 7:30 joins us now.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
And Austin is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss as we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan studio microphone. Kamish, happy birthday.
It sounds different coming through this headset instead of on my phone.
Does it?
Yeah, it just hits different.
Yeah.
Love it. Great to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you back. It's always good to have you in here, especially for a little Friday escapade. What are you looking at here before the point in time, say this Friday to 3 Mondays away from now, March 17th, Austin? What are the Buckeyes currently doing over at the Woody?
Yeah, winter workouts, full steam ahead. Got a handful of Buckeyes actually on the boat with Bob down there with the Cruise for Cancer and taking advantage of NIL opportunities and the chance to go raise some money. So it's a little bit of a quiet stretch for Ohio State, at least outside the Woody, but there is still bustling activity with mat drills and all those things going on. It's a different schedule, and because normally we'd get to this point and spring break is the second week in March for Ohio State, and so you'd be having the acclimation practices. The normal schedule would be winter workouts are done. You might relax a little bit for this weekend, and then Tuesday and Thursday of next week, Ohio State would be back out there, and it would be, it's that time to ramp up, and you start the meetings. And the fact that the length of that season, the toll that it took, and the fact that it went so late into January, Ohio State's had to reevaluate everything that they wanted to do to build and then try and retool for 2025, which starts with those workouts and then carries over to spring football, not just the spring game at the end. I think that this showcase that they're talking about in April is probably not all that different than what we've seen from the previous couple of years. But, part of the reason that Ohio State started as early as it did and took that extra week before spring break was to get the meeting started so that they could, it wasn't just about, you couldn't get extra practices, but you could get extra time. You could get in there and draw up install the playbook and talk about it and, go over film in a way that, allowed you extra education off the field. But even that part, they had an extra month. They had, the most rigorous practices that you could possibly have trying to get ready for the college football playoff, and tons of meetings and tons of opportunity to do that already. So it did become more important for Ohio State to make sure that they are recovered from that grind while still working and getting the younger guys the weight room time that they need to physically develop, to be ready for those practices. But, it's given the flurry of activity with not just the coaching staff, but finalizing the roster, NIL, NFL draft decisions, all those things that had to happen at the end of January. It does feel like a little bit of deep breath for everybody before diving back into it in a couple weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to think the week after the national championship game, that was crazy.
5 days.
Yeah. It wasn't only winning a national championship, being able to achieve the highest of highs in the sport of college football and going on a remarkable 4-game run to do it. And then you're dealing with staff and retaining of the roster and going into the transfer portal and just all kinds of different stuff.
Well, I talked to Ryan Day about that. Gosh, I guess that's 2 weeks ago now, or 3 weeks ago when we had Berman. I had our 24-ever conversation with him. Great to have just an hour. But right when he sat down, it's like, have you had a chance to take a breath? And,
no.
And he was like, or have you slept at all? He's like, no. Because sitting right in front of him, the 2025 schedule had already been put on the wall in the Woody. And he's looking right at it. And he knew it was, I think, 226 days at that point. He's like, then they play Texas. It's like, even for, this is the penultimate, or this is the ultimate. This was the goal. This was the paramount of what he wanted to accomplish. And it's 2 weeks later, and he's already having to think, or he's already, he doesn't have to. He could be resting. He could be getting complacent. No, he's looking at how Ohio State can do that again. It is the nature of the beast. It is the standard, being the standard for Ohio State, that they are immediately on to the next thing. But that has been a challenge for Ohio State because of all those things. They want to do it again. They need to do it again. And catching back up is the way that they're viewing it, because even though they were playing those 4 games and they wanted to play those 4 games, well, they don't like the fact that everybody else had 6 weeks to recruit and work on the transfer portal and hire their coaches. They had to do all that because they want to duplicate that feeling again, and they don't want to waste any of that time. But you also have to be careful with how you're using it, because you cannot burn yourself out on February 28th or March 4th. They intend on playing into January again next year. So the best way to structure that has taken a little bit more thought than you would expect at this time.
We got the combine going on this week. Who has the most to gain? I know that some of the D linemen, Tyleek, I saw yesterday, was working out, doing drills. I think Cody's going to do them back here over at the Woody. They're doing position drills, I should say, but like the bench press and the 40-yard dash. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of Buckeyes participate in that, just given the circumstances and what you had just mentioned, playing all the way until January 20th. But who are you kind of looking at some risers this week for the Buckeyes?
Yeah, I think, one you mentioned, if Cody Simon had a chance to fully work out, I think it's his tape that matters more. And one thing that he can do that will help, because the combine for Ohio State players specifically, this is not the case for everyone, but you have seen a more prevalent approach with the Buckeyes to not working out, not doing the 40, maybe not doing the bench press, maybe not always doing the positional drills, because they don't need to. And a lot of players across college football are coming to this realization, primarily players at the top of the draft. But, I'm glad that I'm not in Indianapolis right now, because it has become like a 30-minute interview session, and that's it. There's no other thing to watch. There's nothing else for them to really gain. Ohio State has put more eggs in the pro day basket, and I can understand why. You control some of the elements. For this year specifically, you then have an extra month to get physically ready for it, whether that's training, whether that's recovery from the season, whether that's getting some surgeries or things cleaned up. But someone like Cody Simon, someone like Will Howard, someone like Donovan Jackson, you go over there, cross off the medical, okay, cool, you're good there. But then you go in and you have these evening meetings with general managers. You get to meet coaches. You talk to, assistant coaches who are over there. They get you on the whiteboard. They find out who you are. those three guys that I mentioned, they're not the only ones out of the 15 Buckeyes who were there. But you get them in that room, they are going to absolutely shine. Yeah. Emeka Egbuka, same thing. I mean, Lathan Ransom. These guys are built and trained for it. They have fantastic. Like, we talk about that all the time, and it does sound like lip service. It's not. These are awesome dudes who have great football intelligence and great off-the-field personalities, and that's where those guys are really going to shine. And I think maybe for Will Howard, you're going to start hearing, even if he doesn't do a ton over this weekend, I don't know what his actual plan is for throwing, not throwing, but his pro day is going to be one of the most closely watched of anybody in college football heading to the NFL next month. But you put him in a room, there's that it factor about him, and you relate to him, and you watch him communicate and lead, and the knowledge of the game and the playbook and getting up there and drawing all that stuff up. He's going to wow people in there, and I bet even if he doesn't have to throw or run or do a ton this weekend, you're still going to start hearing about him more as a first-round draft pick. You're not upset that you're not at Indy to see a reporter fight at a Starbucks at a Marriott? No. I've seen enough of those already, actually. It's not the first time. So what happens is... Yeah, let's break this down. You get into this journalist. You get into this room, okay, and you're waiting. There's 16 interviews going on at once, and you have... I almost don't think that college football media should be credentialed for this event anymore. And I have stopped going. This is 2 years in a row that I've not gone. And I understand that we can go there. We can talk about the experience. You can hear from Jack and JT again, or you can hear from Will Howard. Like, how's life changed? And that's interesting stuff. But you also have NFL reporters trying to do their job and learning some of these people. And then you have like the in-between group where the NFL will credential like anyone who has a blog about the NFL. And these people just go around and they say from the back of the room, "Hey, have you heard from the Jets?" No, I haven't had a meeting. Okay. And then they go to the very next booth, and they're just 5 feet away from you now. And they yell at this other part, "Hey, have you heard from the Jets?" And they say, "Oh, yeah, I had a 15-minute lightning quick dating meeting with the Jets last night." "Okay, thank you." And then they slide out. So you have people trying to write and get to know the personalities, but you only have this 15, 20, 30-minute window and all these competing responsibilities. And so you see these fights in the actual press conference room because you have like 6 of those guys, and the guy next to the Jets guy is going, "Hey, have you heard from the Bears?" And then he moves on to the next one. It's like, it's an insane setup in Indianapolis, and it's gotten worse and worse every year because the time demands on their schedule, because they're making it into a television show. Sure. They just herd them in and out like cattle. So, I consider myself blessed that I am not mandated to go to the Combine anymore. Not spending your birthday over there instead of you spending it I have spent my birthday there before, and I have gotten food poisoning while covering the Combine on my birthday, too. That was one of the worst birthdays that you could ever have. You go from spending all night and all day recovering in bed, and then you only roll out for an hour and a half to go listen to somebody ask Chase Young if he's heard from the Jets. That sounds like a pretty good day to me. No, you're wrong. What's it like to skate on the ice at Ohio Stadium? Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda, he got a chance to do it. We're going to ask him in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a crash south of Circleville on 23 northbound. The right lane slightly blocked off as crews clear up an issue. This is just past Pittsburgh Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I'm in a slump. My energy took a nosedive out of nowhere, and I just don't have the motivation to get things done.
You're over 40. Could be lower testosterone. Have you tried Nugenix Total T?
Nugenix, the testosterone booster on TV?
That's right. Look, I felt the same plunge in my energy after I turned 40, so I tried out Nugenix to see if it would help me.
Did Nugenix make a difference for you?
Night and day. My stamina is way up now. I'm building lean muscle at the gym. I'm totally back on my game. And you could be too. Just send a text to Nugenix. They'll send you a complimentary bottle so you can try it for yourself.
Text ROCK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321-321. That's ROCK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once with over 50 feet of video wall and more than 30 TVs. Endless chances to win big. Show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings or create your perfect bracket for a shot at Penn Cash. Enjoy food and bucket specials all tournament long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table now at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
It's a Friday, Freaky Friday. Just had Austin Ward in here the last segment.
He's gone now.
He is. Now it's time to talk some Jackets.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's being Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Head out to the hotline, checking with international television sensation Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. Jeffy, how we feeling? I know you guys were fighting a little bit of a bug this week. You all right?
Yeah, by you guys, you mean me. And thankfully, it was not anybody else because obviously a pretty big week coming up, putting me on a plane with the entire organization. Days before the biggest event in franchise history seemed like a bad idea, so I stayed back in Columbus instead of going up to Detroit. Missed a great game last night, obviously, but I am feeling better, and the Jackets feel pretty good themselves because I don't think you could ask for much more out of this team coming out of the break, eh?
Yeah, you absolutely couldn't have. 6 points gained out of 6 points that were on the table. Before we get into the game last night and what it means on Saturday, I did see you made a nice television appearance. You were able to get some ice time at Ohio Stadium. What was that like for you, Jeff, and just seeing it all from the development plan being released, that this was going to happen? Now it's actually there and it is a real thing. What was that like for you?
Yeah, well, first of all, what was it like being on TV? Dave Metzold comes up to me and goes, as we're skating on the ice, and says, hey, when I finish this little hit, come up and skate beside me. And so, I do, and then he turns to me like I'm supposed to say something, and I had no idea he was expecting me to do that, so I just looked like an awkward idiot on television.
I was waiting for you to say something, Jeff, anything.
Yeah, just giving thumbs up, having no idea that Dave Metzold wanted me to speak, actually, into his phone. So if anybody did catch that, I'm sorry that I looked so awkward. But as far as being on the ice at Ohio Stadium, yeah, I mean, it was incredible. The NHL, giving us and some other groups, including a veterans group, the chance last night to kind of break in the ice because you want to, get some skates on it before the game on Saturday. And you get out there and it's, I say, your first kind of just trying to get your bearings and get your stride going, but you just can't help but look up and look around and go, wow, this is such an incredible theater and such an incredible venue to be able to have the opportunity to play in a game like this. It's really, truly almost too cool for words. And I've been going over to the stadium every day since last week to kind of watch the progress of this rink. And every day that I've gone over there, it just looks cooler and cooler. And I think by the time 6 p.m. comes tomorrow night, it's going to be unlike anything anybody has ever seen in this city. I mean, it's obviously always incredible to watch a football game in Ohio Stadium. I think it is one of the coolest venues in sports. But to see what the NHL has done and to have a hockey rink in there and see what it looks like, it really is. I've been doing this a long time. I've been to outdoor games. I've been in that building before. But every time I'm in there, I just think of it just really beats all of your expectations. So I know there's about 90,000 people expected on tomorrow night, and I think everyone's going to have a blast.
Jeff, I'm just a simple man. I don't understand how television and content works. But I looked outside when you popped on television, and it was dark at my house, but it was, I don't know, the sun was shining in the horseshoe. I don't know how that was possible while you were skating around. I was told they were throwing it to Dave and you live, and that did not look like the case. How did that happen?
The magic of the recording devices we have in our pockets, I would say. But what's funny about that, I thought you were going to actually make a comment about the weather, because
I am going to make a comment about the weather.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy because, being in the stadium last night, up in that high point of the press box, And, basically it felt like in one half the stadium was raining, and the other half it was summer. So, the sun was shining, and it was, but once we got out there, the views and the skies were incredible. And I don't know that it's going to be like that on Saturday, but, some of the pictures and some of the stuff we saw last night, I mean, it couldn't have looked any cooler out there last night. So that was at least a unique feature of being there as well last night.
Are you worried that you jinxed the forecast?
I have been called a jinx before, but it looks as though the forecast is going to be pretty hard to jinx. Of course, that is Ohio on March 1st, so I shouldn't say that. But it looks like it's going to be perfect for the ice. A little bit chilly for the fans, but you know what? It's an outdoor game. It's not supposed to be 70 degrees. So I think it's going to be, assuming what all of our weather people are telling us, it looks as though it's going to be perfect for this. So, everything's kind of breaking right for the CBJ going into this, between the way they're playing, the excitement of the Four Nations, which we talked about last week, this weather. Everything looks like it's going to be perfect for this. And now I should go knock on as much wood as I can find here, because I probably have just jinxed it, yes.
He is Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. It's one of your favorite things to say, Jeff. Where in the world would the Jackets be without James Van Riemsdyk?
Yeah. So you've noticed.
I have.
Yeah.
I've noticed a trend.
It's a trend, and it really is incredible. 2 more goals last night. I think what he has 14 goals now in the season. I don't think they would stretch from the net to the blue line if you actually took the distance of all those goals and added them up, because he just gets to the net and makes things happen. He delivers more on the doorstep than a pizza guy. He just gets it done. So it's been exactly what this Blue Jackets team needed since Sean Monahan has gone down. James Van Riemsdyk has been the perfect addition to this team because of the way he's played, the production that he's had, but also from the leadership standpoint. Monty came in and was such a big leader for the team this year. But JVR is also that guy, and I think a lot of the young guys, really kind of follow him around and enjoy, hearing his stories and what he brings to the table. The Blue Jackets didn't make a lot of sexy additions this offseason with some of the veterans they brought in, but, a lot of those guys have been just really important pieces of this puzzle. And James Van Riemsdyk has been at the top of that list.
Jeff, on a scale of 1 to 10, how elite was that deflection goal for Kent Johnson last night?
Yeah, can I say 11, 15, whatever number you want to put on it. It was funny watching the TV broadcast last night and post-game when he was interviewed, or maybe it was second intermission. He said it was weird that he actually was scoring tip-in goals like Boone Jenner and James Van Riemsdyk, the guy he got put on the line with when Cole Sillinger went down last night. So it wasn't exactly a KJ-esque goal, but if you can have a tip-in goal that has a high level of skill, the angle that he ends up, takes a shot that's going probably 10 feet wide and gets a stick on it and deflects it in the net. Just a ridiculous goal. And we're starting to get used to Ken Johnson scoring ridiculous goals like that on a regular basis. His reputation around the league now, people in hockey circles that paid attention to junior hockey and stuff. I mean, everyone always knew Ken Johnson was an incredibly skilled player. But now you're seeing it at the NHL level on a nightly basis. And, his reputation precedes him that, teams almost back off of him and give him a little bit of extra space because they know that he has the ability to make them look silly if they don't. So, it's been fun to watch. And for a guy that, you look at as you do a rebuild like this, your top 5 picks have to end up being guys. They have to end up being dogs. And we've seen Adam Fantilli play like a dog right now. We're seeing Ken Johnson play like that. That's a really encouraging sign for what's going on for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Hey, speaking of Silly, do we have an update on him? Went out of the game last night against the Red Wings?
Yeah, there was no update post-game. Said Dean Evison said post-game he'll come back and be evaluated by doctors. Took an awkward hit for Moritz Theater there in the first period. Tried to come back, but just wasn't able to go. So I guess we will wait and see what happens with Cole Sillinger. But unfortunate, obviously, especially with something that I'm sure he's been looking forward to coming up here in the Stadium Series. So we'll hope he's okay. But if not, that's been the hallmark of this Blue Jackets team is just next man up. And they've been finding an awful lot of next man up here that have come in and done the job this season.
Hey, before we get you out of here, you've been over to the Ohio Stadium, the Horseshoe, multiple times in your life. First time as a Blue Jackets reporter this week, which is pretty awesome. If you weren't working, Jeff, what would be your game plan to attack tomorrow if you were going as a fan?
Obviously, get there early, just like any game day in Ohio Stadium. It's a big place with a lot going on. I would want to see the the pep rally in St. John Arena because I think the Skull Session is always really cool. The NHL version of that is going to be awesome. That starts at 2:30, so get there for that. The team is going to make an appearance there and then walk over to the stadium, I think, around 3:20. I think that's always cool, too. So I'd want to see that. And then, the NHL has talked about, Steve Mayer, who is their president of events and content. He had a great line the other day when we were talking to him. He said that, he wants to make it those events, these signature events in the NHL stadiums, so interesting and so exciting that people don't even have time to go to the bathroom. So I would say be in your seat early and be ready because there's going to be something going on at every moment. So I would just get there early, maybe enjoy something that'll keep you warm throughout the day, and then get there and be ready because the NHL. You've watched these on TV before. They always do interesting things. There's always something happening. I think it's going to be really, truly. I'm not just saying this because I'm paid to. I've been in that stadium the last couple of days. I've seen some outdoor games. It really is truly going to be something special tomorrow night.
Are you ready for the loudest cannon blast in Jackets history, Jeff? Because, it is going to be louder, right?
They say it's going to be louder. I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but if they say it, they're probably not lying. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Although it's interesting, this is going to be Ohio Stadium, the indoor press box that we have there. I hope the loudness of it comes through the windows. I'm not sure if they're going to open up the windows, maybe talk to Jerry Emick, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Just get down on the ice. Who cares? Get down on field level, Jeff. You don't need to see the game from up there. You'll be all right. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Rest up today. Have a great time at the shoe tomorrow, and we'll check in again next Friday, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
There he goes, Jackets Insider Jeff Svoboda with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Whole lot to be juiced about here heading into the weekend. We do that next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Still watching one crash on 23 northbound. This is in Circleville. We've got the right lane blocked off just past Pittsburgh Road. Make it a great day and a great weekend. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive that start at $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
You're invited to Circle K's Inner Circle Members Celebration. On March 6th, Inner Circle members across Columbus will get an exclusive 40 cents off per gallon from 6 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. Want to join the party? Just download the Circle K app and create an account to join Inner Circle. Don't miss your chance to save 40 cents off per gallon on March 6th all day. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit the Circle K app for details.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring's going to be here before you know it. I know it feels cold now, but before too long, you're going to be outside running around, jogging, wanting to golf, explore time with your family, get outside and do the things you love. Just be active. And listen, a lot of my friends, they're asking me about QC Kinetics joint treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. And if you're wondering, maybe you could be a good candidate, let's see if the answer is yes to any of these questions. Quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other things. Trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Check. Next, avoiding surgery, the pain, the downtime? Check. Most importantly, do you miss doing the things I talked about when the spring and summer are here? Check. Don't wait. If you answered yes to one or any of those, you'd be a great candidate. You can go in there, go to QC Kinetics, ask for their free consultation, find out what it's all about, learn about the latest advances in regenerative medicine. They've got locations in Dublin and Gehenna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus, or better yet, call 380-208-4544.
Goes to Rothman and Ice has been named the best midday show in the country by our industry peers.
A winner if ever there was one.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Also, Common Man and T-Bone has been named best show at sucking. The Fan.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Michelle Smallman here. Are you dreaming of seeing your team draft their next superstar? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Witness unforgettable moments and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't miss out. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
The birthday boy, Austin Ward, hanging out with us today here on this Friday. Bob is currently on the Buckeye Cruise for cancer. He'll be back with us next week. Time to get fired up.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, A-Ward Sports. It's got you juiced for your birthday extravaganza today.
Yeah, got the parents up from Texas. The length of the season, this is like birthday and Christmas combined for me to have my parents in town, and putting Liberty on the bus this morning and hanging out with her. That's great. So once we're all done with work and Liv's back from school, Allie's done with meetings, just hanging out with them this weekend, and plenty to do in Columbus. Obviously, not just the Jackets, but all weekend long. But it's been a fun week. Kicked it off on Tuesday night. Took Liberty down to NXT in Cincinnati.
That's wrestling for everybody.
It's like the development. And she is such a wrestling nerd that she said, "Daddy, I don't want to be mean, but I think I like NXT more than Raw and SmackDown." I said, "Well, that's fine, sweetie." That's what a super wrestling dork would say. It's like, I like the development better. I like the indie bands better than Taylor Swift. That's what she is. But she's standing up there during the main event. She's standing on her chair, and I think she finally realized the power that she could bring as an entertainer. So they're in a like arm bar, just that's a little bit of a rest hold. And
she wearing her luchador mask?
She didn't have the wrestling mask on. Okay. She had on a Jey Uso Yeet shirt. Well, actually, no. She'd bought a new shirt. She had a Julia shirt on.
She bought it, or Dad?
Well, I had to buy it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I lost a bet to her at the Royal Rumble, so I had to buy her a souvenir on Tuesday night. So it's a little bit quiet moment there, and she goes, "Rip his arm out." And the rest of the section, just every single person is looking at her and laughing. And the look on her face, she was kind of startled by it. Like, she's the one that got the reaction.
Well, because she's not saying it for the reaction.
She's doing it because she means, like, it's the face has got the hold on the heel. And she's saying it to me because, as you all know, I prefer the heel. And I like this guy, that's Ethan Page. It's against Javon Evans in this match. And I like Ethan Page, and they have had a rivalry going on. And so she's saying it because she's cheering And she thinks that we're the only ones that really care about this match. And she's saying it because she wants Javon Evans to beat Ethan Page, and she wants her guy to beat my guy.
Rip his arm out.
But so she says it, and then the smile on her face when she gets that reaction is like,
oh no,
oh boy, look what I can do. She's the focus. She's the main event. And
she double down. She go back to the well.
She was invested in the match. Like, she actually cares about it. So anybody else, I think, or most people would be like, I'm going to duplicate this. I got more material. And she has plenty more material, but she was on edge and wanting to see what was going to happen. So she didn't push it. She left him wanting more, but you just know she's not going to be shy about it again. And it's like the Joker realizing the origin story here for what she could become. But I've thought about it all week because we had some other things that happened. She got sick after the event, and we stayed in Cincinnati overnight. She was puking for 2.5 hours in the hotel room. So, but I'm forgetting about that part because it was worth it just to see the look on her face when she realized what she might be able to do to entertain others. It was that's the moment I won't forget.
That's awesome, man. I think that's what parenting's about, isn't it?
Yeah, taking your daughter, picking her up 30 minutes early from school, driving her down to Cincinnati for a wrestling show in front of like 600 people. That is great parenting, I'm pretty sure.
Rip his arm out. And then getting sick on the way home and missing school the next day. Yeah, for sure. Sharky, what Schleg's got to say today?
When you can't stop the run, it affects your manhood because toughness in the game of football is running the football and stopping the run.
What's toughness in the game of basketball?
What's toughness on the Cruise for Cancer? Anthony Schlegel.
Arnie Palmies.
Blue Jackets have scored 16 goals in the last 3 games.
It's pretty good.
As I mentioned in my Sports Center update, not only is it pretty good, Austin, it's history-making, at least for our franchise.
Right.
They have scored at least 5 goals in 3 straight games. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal. It's the second time in Blue Jackets history that's ever happened. 5 goals in 3 straight games. The last time, the only other time it happened was in our first season.
Oh, my
goodness. Back in February of 2001. Scored 5 goals in 3 straight games. So it is a pretty big deal. Let's make it 4 straight tomorrow night. For most of the Blue Jackets players, this is their first time playing an outdoor game. James Van Riemsdyk, you know how many he's played?
More than 0 from what I'm gathering your tone.
7.
Whoa.
7 outdoor games in his NHL career.
Is this his 7th or his 8th?
This is going to be his 8th.
Wow.
He has played more outdoor games than any other player in NHL history, which is
a veteran.
Pretty amazing.
That's good experience if you're going to be gambling on the game tomorrow night. Just know.
Yeah.
JVR knows how to play outdoors.
And he's scored 3 goals in his previous 7 outdoor games.
And he's on a heater right now.
Oh, boy.
3 goals in his last 2 games. Can I do this for you guys today?
Fantilli's got it. Trying to drag it around the man. Couldn't. Got it to Marchenko, though. Marchenko plays it into the Detroit end. Dives for it. And he puts it into the empty net for the score. Kirill Marchenko sells out. And in the process, he puts the icing on this cake tonight.
That's Bobby Mack, of course. Did you see that goal?
Yeah.
That was a thing. Marchie wanted that one.
Yeah, he did.
He wanted that one. He looked like Jack Nicklaus following in a putt.
Yes, sir.
Pointing that stick right out in front of him. And by the way, the Blue Jackets are practicing at the shoe at the rink tonight from 6 until this afternoon, 4:30 until 6, and then the Red Wings have it from 6:30 until 8. And as Jeff Svoboda did just tell us, the cannon will be at the Horseshoe. So
you find it fitting that it made its way?
They delivered it yesterday, I believe.
Do you find it fitting that it made its way down Cannon Drive upon arrival?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What has you juice?
What's got me juice? Willie's starting to feel better, I think, at least. I mean, he did sleep through the night.
Better knock on wood, sir.
Yeah. But I don't care, regardless. He slept through the night, which was the thing that we were most worried about. So, yeah, that was good. Hopefully we're feeling better before the birthday party. What's got me fired up, everyone's, like, texting Meredith, like, what should we get him? What should we get him? What should we do for his birthday? I'm like, please, just don't get him anything. A dude's happy if you just give him, like, an avocado. Like, any household object will do. But if you are going to come to the birthday party, I'm like, just, some cash for the 529 plan would be good. Yeah, we're starting to save for college for the big fella. So that'll be good. But one of my friends who's coming down from Columbus to come tomorrow to the Grinch-themed March birthday party, he sent me a picture. He was in Target, and he goes, man, Can't wait to show this to the boy tomorrow. And it was a Nerf gun, but it wasn't a gun. It was a bow. It's like a Nerf bow and arrow crossbow thing. And I'm like, dude, he's going to be 2. That thing looks like it's life size, like Legolas has that on his back. He was like, well, you can use it. And then I thought in my mind, I'm like, I could hunt Theo now in the backyard with that thing. Oh, my. We're going to have some great fun if he did actually purchase the Nerf bow and arrow. But, yeah, it's got me fired up. Got all the I's dotted and the T's crossed for a big 2-year birthday party. Hard to believe it's been 2 years, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, time flies. It really does. We just talked about it a little bit, but don't look now. The Jackets may not have their eyes just on a wild card spot in the playoffs. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Still watching one crash on 23 northbound. This is in Circleville. We've got the right lane blocked off just past Pittsburgh Road. Make it a great day and a great weekend. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stutterwald with your fan traffic.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver. Leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money. It's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life, so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
I'm Rick Reichert. Our customers drive from Springfield, Cincinnati, even Akron for Reichert Ford's President's Day Super Sale. The entire Reichert Ford team has been working double time to stock more vehicles and slash even more prices. And we're dealing. Lease new 2024 hybrid F-150s for just $599 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Or lease new 2024 Bronco Sport for just $399 a month for 36 months. Also, 0 down. And every new Ford comes with Reichert Ford's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty. So don't drive all over Ohio going to smaller dealers with fewer vehicles at higher prices. Reichert Ford's President's Day Super Sale is on now at the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichertFord.com. Based on 2024 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region, leases on approved credit. No security deposit required. Ends 3/1. Come in now.
Get the right car.
We're dealing.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark Fishart. Game 1 in the home-and-home series between the Blue Jackets and Red Wings goes to Columbus. James Van Riemsdyk scored a pair of goals as the Jackets won in Detroit 5-2. Sean Corrales, Ken Johnson, and Kirill Marchenko also scored for Columbus, which now gets to host the Wings tomorrow night in that outdoor game at the Horseshoe. In college basketball, one game in the Big Ten last night. Rutgers held a 12-point lead at Michigan midway through the second half, but couldn't hang on. Namari Burnett hit a long three-pointer at the buzzer, giving the 15th-ranked Wolverines an 84-82 win over the Scarlet Knights. Michigan ties Michigan State atop the conference standings with matching 14-3 records. In the NBA, the best two teams in the Eastern Conference meet tonight in Boston. The Cavaliers are 48-10, Celtics 42-17. The Sports Center is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for here. I can't say that today.
What's going on here?
I don't know, man. I'm tired.
Long week?
A long week. Just can't speak.
I think you did it on purpose this time.
I really didn't. Promise you. Hour 3 for us on Friday. AJ Hawkey's going to join the program coming up here at 8:30. Bob was able to track him down on the Buckeye Cruise, so we got that to look forward to coming up here this hour.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
I'm going to be honest, sometimes talking's tough.
It is.
It's hard. Just can't do it sometimes.
Well, I mean, that is why they pay you the big bucks.
I don't think they pay me at all. I'll just come in here and hang out with you guys. That's my payment.
Some things you can't put a price tag on.
Yeah. You on your birthday?
Yeah.
Shark?
I do think this might be the earliest I've ever started my birthday festivities. Not right now, it's 8 o'clock.
It would be the earliest if you reach in front and grabbed one of these Coors Lights on our desk.
Well, don't tempt me with a good time.
When we had Dean Evison in last week, he was in studio with us during the Four Nations break. I was 90% sure, because he kept asking about the beers. All right. And if you're watching on the YouTube, you can see them. If you're not watching, you should. So,
unless you're driving.
Yeah, don't do that. So we had Dean in, and he was enamored with the fact that we just had these beers on the desk. He goes, you guys ever just reach over there and pop a couple? I'm like, why don't you grab one and find out? Let's get this party started. He was like, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, trouble by who? Who are you?
You're the boss.
I'm like, dude, you're the head coach of the Jackets.
You don't have a game to coach today?
And our bosses won't yell at us because we're just following your lead, following what the coach does.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to fit in. But he didn't do it?
He didn't do it. He wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was 7:30, and I was like, 7:30, it's a pretty good start time. He goes, actually kind of late for me. I was like, all right, Dino.
What a statement. And
Let's go.
I bet Bob's ears just perked right up.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Oh, this guy. We're ready to party.
Jackets 5.
You want to go on a cruise?
Yeah. Party boat captain, Robert Carpenter. Jackets 5, Red Wings 2 last night. Don't look now, Austin. Jackets currently.
Oh, I'm looking.
Sitting on 66 points. Red Wings on 66 points. Both have played 59 games. 1-2 currently in the wild card. You are 4 points back of the New Jersey Devils right now for the third spot in the Metro. You're 6 points back of the Canes. We don't have to worry about the Caps, But
I think that's out of reach.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get crazy with situations, but the way that they're playing, really the way that they played before the break, and we know with this team, like it comes and goes sometimes, but you've had more good, obviously, this year than you have bad. But you've made up that losing streak immediately upon returning to action after the Four Nations.
Yeah, they made the most of that break, and they came out ready to play some really good hockey, energized probably by what's in front of them with the opportunity in the Horseshoe on Saturday night. But they didn't get caught looking ahead at that. They played, 3 really good games. They maximized that 6 points out of 6 opportunity. Look at this. I mean, that's within reach. And I continue to say this. They've just surpassed anything you could have thought this team could accomplish.
Yeah.
And whether they get into the top 3 or not, whether they fall out of the wild card or not, I think that you still have to look at this as a rousing success of a season. And it can become so much more, especially if they've got that opportunity with 90,000 in the shoe and however many wind up tuning into the broadcast, which it all does look very awesome. It is going to be a cool scene, great environment, and 2 teams with a lot to play for right now. It worked out great for the NHL from that perspective. It's worked out great for the Blue Jackets. But this is all bonus money to me. Like, they've already done enough to be like, I really like what Dean is cooking. I like the potential of the franchise and these young guys who are really just seeming like they're ahead of their curve.
Buying in.
It's all happening. But it can become something really, really special. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to all come down to a win tomorrow night. That would, again, be more icing on the cake. But the fact that we have significant hockey in March for the Blue Jackets is just such a gift.
You had 66 points all of last year. You're on 66 now.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
When you get a hiring process right and you have a full offseason and you've got these guys buying into that program, this is what happens.
Sharky, what are you most looking forward to tomorrow? What time are you going down? Are you guys doing some tailgating? Like, what's the day looking like for you?
No,
just going down for the game?
It's going to be too cold.
Yeah.
I'm an old man. I don't like to sit out in the cold for longer than I have to.
It's all right.
I am soft.
You're just walking in at like 5:55 then, or what?
No. I mean, I'll go in there for some pregame festivities and stuff, but I'm not going to sit out in the parking lot for 4 hours drinking before the game. What am I most
Who's all going? Is it just you and Jan?
No,
the family's going?
My 2 sons, Mark and Josh, and one of my grandsons, Greer.
Nice.
We're all going. We'll all be wearing our Blue Jackets jerseys. Yeah, looking forward to it. But, I'm in 9C.
Yeah.
9C is a bad seat.
That's up there.
I like it for football. But when you think about a football field being 320 feet long between goalposts, an ice rink's only 200 feet long and about half as wide as a football field. So that thing's going to look really small. But, as I said to my wife, she said, boy, these are really bad seats you're going to see. I said, I've been
Thanks, Jan. Why don't you buy them?
I've been to close to 400 Blue Jackets games in my life, and probably 300 of them have been in the press box, which is the worst seat in the house at Nationwide Arena, a long way from the rink. So I'm kind of used to sitting in bad seats for Blue Jacket. I think it's just being there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there for this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular.
There's a huge video board in the Horseshoe.
And there is that. I'll probably, like Beam says, I'll probably watch the game on that.
Excited for you to hear that gigantic cannon blast.
I hope it goes off. I'd like to hear.
Well, it's going to go off at least once when the team comes out.
That's true.
I mean, you're guaranteed to get at least one cannon fire.
It would really suck if we lost. All this build-up at 90,000.
Suck if you lost and got shut out.
Yeah, like 5-0.
Yeah, terrible.
That's off.
That is the amusing part about all of this, because it's a huge event. They treat it like a Super Bowl. If you have the fan fest, the activities, you have the all day long. The Fan has 5 hours of pregame coverage ready for you on Saturday.
The Jackets have an hour of pregame coverage.
So you have all that stuff.
Straight up 6 hours of pregame on Saturday.
And then you, in the back of your mind, you try and forget about it, because it is really cool and people are going to come from all over the country, all over the world for this game. Stadium Series. It's
all
branded.
Over Michigan.
It's regular season game number 60.
Yeah.
That's the part you try to just block out.
Hey, but
it's
you're
a big
in it.
game.
I know it is. I know it is. But if this game was at Nationwide tomorrow night, it would be like, this is one of the biggest games in the history of the franchise. You can't wait. We got a wall-to-wall coverage coming your way. You don't want to miss it. You want to pay $250 to sit in the A deck. No. It's a Saturday night against the Red Wings for a playoff spot.
Every game is important.
I'm not trying to throw a blanket over it. I just think you have to balance those things in your mind, or you actually want to forget about it. It's like the suspension of disbelief for professional wrestling. It's like it's one game out of 82. No, this is the game out of 82.
Yeah, this is the most important one. You know why? Because it's the next one
That's
up.
True. That's
the next in line. Keep that head down, as Dean told us yesterday.
Keep grinding.
They're all important at this point.
Well, you're in the playoff race now, baby.
Yeah, right in the thick of it, too.
Remember, was it 2017? The Buckeyes made the playoffs, 4-team playoff, and lost 31-0 to Clemson on New Year's Eve. How did that go for your New Year's celebration? What a letdown.
I got sick. I started to have, actually get sick during that game, and then was on the shelf for a week after that. So it was awful.
Yeah. That's when you wish... I kind of wish we didn't make the playoff.
I got sick about midway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
It's let me out of here.
Who was the quarterback for Clemson?
Your guy, Shark.
Yeah, we want to talk about him?
He's done a nice job with his contract with the Browns. He's really helped him out.
I think there's some ways that the Browns could get out of that contract. We could kick him around.
Yeah, we could maybe start discussing that. Maybe next week we'll start getting into those discussions.
There's some ideas.
Yeah, they've been floated, maybe or maybe not at this radio station in between breaks. Maybe in the last one. Who knows? Cavs at Boston tonight at 7:30. Crew in New England tomorrow to take on Caleb Porter and the Revs at 7:30. And then Buckeye women's basketball finish up their regular season in Maryland in College Park on Sunday. So a big weekend we got here locally. Could big non-conference matchups in college football soon become a relic of the past? That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Friday. Still watching a crash on 161 westbound. The right shoulder blocked off just past State Route 310 for our friends coming in from the Granville, Newark area. Watch for that. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Your furnace could be costing you in repairs and high utility bills. Replace it with Logan AC and Heat Services. Enjoy 0% APR financing for 72 months. It's hard to stop a train. Schedule now. Logan Services.
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers at the Shot on March the 4th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Dream Bedroom event. I've been extra sleepy lately. Glad I made it here. You're in luck. IKEA family members save 15% on all bed frames and bedside tables.
Ooh.
Plus, free shipping on small orders over $50.
Am I still dreaming?
It's for real. Save even more with buy one, get 50% off deals on table lamps, curtains, and more.
Nice.
Shop the IKEA Dream Bedroom event in-store or online today.
Offer valid 2/19 to 3/17/25. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and IKEA-USA.com/sleep for details. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Anthony, and I've got a fitting personalized for you. From the moment you walk in the Good Feet store, they're going to take the time to understand your unique lifestyle, your daily routines, and most importantly, the pain that brought you in to see them in the first place. If your feet ache after a long day or that discomfort starts radiating through your knees, your hips, your back, I've been there. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And they're working for me. I walked all over the place in New Orleans covering the big game. I was loving it. I literally was walking for miles around the French Quarter, Canal Street, everywhere because I had my personally fit arch supports in my shoes. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. I want you to be one of them. Go in, take the free test walk. They're immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on Post cereal or Kroger brand peanut butter. Select varieties are only $1.49 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is real simple and effective. It's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And betting reduced juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Stadium Series is coming, and we're ready with 5 hours of pregame. Join Baker, Reeser, Tyvus, Rothman, and Jeff Rimmer as they get you ready for Jackets hockey at the Shoe.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida.
Saturday at 8 on The Fan.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see a chilly morning with temperatures rising through the 30s, but we will see a mild afternoon. Windy, though. We have a wind advisory until 7 o'clock this evening. So those southwesterly winds that'll really boost those temperatures into the mid-50s this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. And we'll also be tracking the chance for flurries and scattered snow showers on Saturday with a little bit of a breeze and gusts up to 25 miles per hour. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Kalora.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here, 8:30, Bob was able to track down AJ on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. We're going to get a chance to listen to that coming up here at 8:30 this morning. So we got the big birthday party tomorrow in Dayton. And yeah, I was thinking out loud in the last break about this. So if you go back to Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day, the Detroit Lions are always heavily featured on.
They sure are.
On Thanksgiving Day. Let me ask you this question: what is your thought process behind buying team apparel for your second favorite team? If anybody even has a second favorite team, what's your thought process behind that?
Well, that's a tough one, Beam, because when, let's say, Allie and I go on the road to a game, we're neutral observers. Mm-hmm. We like to fit in and try and support that team. So we went a long time ago to a Portland Timbers FC Dallas game in Portland. So I'm going to get a Timbers Army scarf, maybe throw on a T-shirt. Allie got something for the Timbers. We don't like Portland, and in fact, we hate Portland. They did some things to the Crew that I don't ever forget. Now, this did happen before that, but we like to fit in, show support. We don't like when people show up with, like, you went to an Ohio State game and you wore a Texas jersey, and Texas isn't, but that's a bad example because of August 30th. But
just jersey
just
violation.
Whatever team you support, and they're not playing, like, either wear no fan colors or wear the color of the team that's going to be there, the home team. Like, that's the side that I'm on. So I don't want to be a hypocrite about this, because I will wear colors, maybe not a jersey, T-shirt, scarf, for that home team if I'm going to the game as a neutral.
Like a Cincinnati game, you're buying gear.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm also not, by the way,
I know,
going as a neutral observer to an FC Cincinnati game in any form or fashion ever. Definitely not in fashion. So I'm trying to think if I would do that. I don't have a second favorite team.
Let me ask you, Shark, you can put your headphones on too. If this was a kosher situation, which unfolded Thanksgiving at our Thanksgiving. So we're down at Meredith's mom's. We're having Thanksgiving. Traditionally, the Detroit Lions play on Thanksgiving. This year they played the Bears. All right, we all saw it.
It happened.
It was a real thing that did happen. I'm just wearing Thanksgiving clothes. I have like a button-up shirt on and like a quarter zip. All right, I'm objecting to the Bears fandom at this point. Not even really watching them. Cooking in the kitchen. Was doing the turkey this year. Was doing all a bunch of different stuff. And so Meredith's brother gets there. Caveat: his wife, our sister-in-law, is from Ann Arbor. Went to Michigan. She's a Michigan grad. Doesn't like the Lions as a Patriots fan. All right.
Of course.
How did that work out? Not sure.
Tom Brady.
But I just want to give you the background information on all this, all right? Meredith's brother, diehard Bengals fan. Grew up in Dayton, raised in Centerville, diehard Bengals fan. Got a bunch of Bengals stuff. Kids are running around. They're wearing Bengals gear. Thanksgiving Day, show up. He's wearing a Detroit Lions hoodie.
No.
I'm like, what are you doing in that? He's like, oh, they're my second favorite team. I'm like, you purchased this $90 hoodie because they're your second favorite team? Didn't make any sense. So I'm just fast forwarding in my mind to tomorrow at the very same house that we had Thanksgiving at. If he shows up in Red Wings gear, it's going to be a major issue.
Yeah. I think he should be arrested.
I might call the police.
And they would say, no, you're absolutely right, sir. We will escort him away from this party immediately, and we will put him in a holding cell until the Stadium Series game is complete. And that would be completely justified.
Okay, good. I just didn't know if I was crazy or not. On the prospect that you're wearing Red Wings gear.
Was he wearing the Lions gear because of you?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't really talk to him that day because I was like,
why would you?
I'm just not.
It feels like he was trolling you.
Yeah, I think so.
That's an expensive troll.
It's a very expensive troll because it was a damn nice hoodie.
How long have the Lions been his second favorite team?
I think on Thanksgiving Day was his first day.
Right, this year because they were 14-3.
Like you can't cheer for the Bengals and then have Lions gear and cheer for that just doesn't make any sense.
The NFL doesn't have enough teams for you to have a second favorite team. No. Like I love Wyoming football. I love it.
Me too.
And everyone.
Me three.
And everyone should. They're your
second
favorite college football team. But you know what? There's 130 college football teams, and the Mountain West is its own thing. They can be your favorite Mountain West Conference football team.
I am a Reds fan, Shark. I have a Guardian shirt that Willie got me for Father's Day. All right? I have that.
Would you wear it to a Reds game?
Absolutely not.
No.
Wouldn't do that.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Won't do it.
Won't do it. Can't win with them. Cannot coach with them. Cannot play with them. Can't do it.
But I
wouldn't do that.
The NFL is such a unique thing. And I know that there's a ton of people out there that are going to justify second team fandom out there right now. And whatever, however you want to be a fan, that's great. To me, it doesn't make sense for the NFL to have a second favorite, and especially to invest in a second team with an expensive hoodie. Those things aren't cheap. You're not getting them for free.
It's also the same guy who grew up an Ohio State fan with an Ohio State room and now is like a diehard Michigan fan. Which doesn't, it's bad.
Come on.
Doesn't make any sense.
How does that happen?
Doesn't make any sense.
We're all talking about evaluating these things, and we're coming at it, I think, from an objective, rational place. But this man has no common sense. We can't. You're asking us to talk about a supervillain and what their motivations are. I don't know. I've never been a supervillain. I don't know why, the Joker does what he does. I'm not in that headspace.
Trey says on the YouTube chat, I'm a Jets fan, so I'm allowed to have a second team. Jump on the commies bandwagon. That's fine. Allowed. Pass. I get that.
I mean, if you wanted to do that as a suffering Bears fan, sure.
Yeah, fine.
I think we would, Allie and Liberty say, hey, Beamer, come on over. We got you a Bengals hoodie. And you'd say, I can kind of do that. You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't do that.
I probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Because they're all playing for the Super Bowl. These teams, you don't have two shots at it. No. It's not a roulette wheel. You just get to spread your chips around wherever you want. You have one pile of chips and they go on one number for the NFL. That's my stance on that.
1 out of 32 shot.
Yeah.
Not even that.
This guy
sounds like Tim Hall.
Yeah, Tim's got a million different
He's a
favorite
Royals
teams.
fan, an Orioles fan, Virginia, Kansas.
Tim plays all
North
32
Carolina,
numbers on the wheel.
Duke, NC State.
Tim celebrates no matter who wins. He's got all 32. The only thing that hurts him is if 00 comes up and he busts out.
Yeah, goose egg.
But then he cheers for the casino.
He does.
Great job, casino.
Good game, casino. I once saw Tim Hall's dad accost a Starbucks barista in that same one, apparently, where Jordan Schultz and Ian Rappaport had their little fight. It was the Sunday morning after the Big Ten championship game. Maddie and I, because I think Joshua Perry was hosting at the time with him. Joshua Perry was at the Big Ten championship game, couldn't make it. And I'm like, I'll fill in for Fan Sports Sunday or whatever it was. It was a 9 a.m. start after the Big Ten championship in Indy in 2019 against Northwestern. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just come back the next morning and do it. That's fine. It was like 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. We're down in the lobby of that same Marriott. And
that place is a war zone.
Meredith, it's me and Meredith. I'm like out in the lobby. There's another person in the Starbucks, and then there's the Starbucks barista. And I hear some guy just yelling about something. What do you mean $3.50? It says $3 on the sign. This is crazy. Charge me $3.50. Mayor's like in line behind him. Comes storming out. I don't really pay any attention. Mayor comes walking out. It's like, what's the deal with that guy? It's like, I don't know. I think that was Tim's dad. I'm like, are you sure about that? Because we just met him the night before because he was up there and hanging out. I'm like, I didn't even get a good look at him. We get back and work the next Monday. And I'm like, can I ask you a question? So where was your dad at 5 o'clock on Sunday morning after the Big Ten championship game? Because I saw an altercation with a Starbucks barista about the price, a 50-cent price difference on a muffin. And he just looked at me like he was the most scared he's ever looked in my life. He goes, that was my dad. I heard about it the entire car ride home. Oh my gosh. So there's something in the air.
Timmy showed up. We were at Card Collector 2's Topps Hobby Rip Night last week. And speaking of all of his teams, just a gorgeous Baltimore Orioles jacket he was rocking last week.
Tim?
Yeah. Allie,
because they're good again.
Allie looked across the room. She's like, who's that guy in that Orioles jacket? Like, what's he doing here? Are the Orioles playing today? No. So that I know who that is. And he'll be over here in a couple minutes, and you can ask him all about his team and his gear.
Ask him about the Royals hat the next time you see him.
Or Kansas.
Yeah, that too. Matt Rule had some interesting comments also. We played it in the 6 o'clock hour for you. Not going to play it again, but just basically saying, why would I need to schedule more Power 5 teams while playing a 9-game conference schedule?
Yeah, and Matt Rule is saying a lot of the quiet parts out loud this offseason. When it comes, I don't agree necessarily with the motivation that he publicly gave the justification for not having a spring game by saying that other coaches could poach through the transfer portal by getting a look at these guys. I don't agree with that. Whatever, but a lot of coaches feel similar to him in that regard with getting rid of the spring games, and also they're not seeing the motivation to actually schedule aggressively in the non-conference games. He's right. And in terms of what's best for him and for his program and for his players to try and get to the playoff, there no longer is value in those games. And I wish that wasn't the case. You and I both do. It's more fun when you have better, bigger games on the schedule. But from his seat, he's right, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would be a great travesty to college football if those games go away.
I think the solution is, if you're going to do that, if you're not going to schedule the Power 5 schools in the non-conference, let's go to a 10-game Big Ten schedule.
Yep.
And 2 non-conference home games against the MAC or whatever. At least you're getting a 10th game that is, it may be Northwestern or Purdue, whatever, but you'd rather face that than Akron, right?
You know how I feel, Sharp.
5 at home, 5 on the road, and 2 home non-conference games gives you 7 every year.
If this is the way that it's going to work, and especially now, because you know how I feel. I think that the Big Ten should only play conference games because of the imbalance in schedule. And then you're going to have more of these meaningful games anyway, but it also helps because mathematically it's impossible to play your entire conference if you're trying to crown champions. 12 is better than 10, in my opinion, and it has been for quite some time. I think that they should go that route, especially now, expanded playoff. You're still going to see SEC teams. You're still going to see Big 12 teams. You're still going to see ACC teams in the playoff. We're going to get those matchups.
Yeah.
It's just now going to be in the playoff, and you're not going to know who it is, as opposed to scheduling them 6-7 years in advance. Like I think that that's another part that's going to fall away is we're going to stop seeing these games scheduled out a decade ahead of time. But we're out of time for this segment, but I think that the Big Ten should only play the Big Ten.
Bobby tracked down AJ on the Buckeye Cruise. You're going to hear from those dudes coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. A heads up to our drivers coming in from the Powell area, 315 southbound. We've got a crash just past Mulberry Drive as you're approaching 270. Watch for lane closures there. And our friends coming in from the Granville, Newark area, 161 westbound, the right shoulder blocked off in those westbound lanes just past 310 due to a crash. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hoops fans, are you ready to score big and get lucky this March?
What's up? It's T-Bone. I'm here to tell you that Bud Light will be holding mini hoops challenges at bars and restaurants across town over the next several weeks with one goal in mind:
to send one lucky local winner to Las Vegas where they'll compete for $10,000.
Take your shot at March Madness glory. This week, join Bud Light on Friday night as they take over Scoreboard on Troy Road in Delaware. The Fan and Bud Light will be there from 7 to 9 p.m.
And they'll have a mini hoops basketball challenge that'll give you a shot at a Vegas trip and $10,000.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
It's a Friday. Didn't have a chance to check in with AJ personally this week, but those dudes, Bobby and AJ on the Buckeye Cruise along with Schlegs. Here was these fellas. I think they were able to catch up yesterday evening.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Here with my guy, A.J. Hawk, just landed down in Tampa. AJ, how was the flight in? I know we had some luggage stuff. I mean, are we excited? We think the bags are going to make it down here?
Yeah, at the moment we are awaiting our bags, and my brother and I checked in, I guess, put our bags in a little too late, and they put a big tag on it. Usually, sometimes you see like a priority tag. That was not what we got. It said late, big yellow word said late, and we cannot guarantee your bag. So we'll see. Maybe we're going to be cruising with what we have on.
So the lady took it and you saw her just throw it in the dumpster then down there?
Pretty much. She threw it down the trash chute, my brother's bag first and then mine second. So we'll see. Hopefully. I'm optimistic.
So last year you forgot your passport. You had to loop back and then come back here. I mean, so this year, what was the deal for getting there late?
That was by design, There was a little bit of traffic, but I got there, there's a 45-minute rule to check a bag, and so we were there, I think, 40 minutes before. But that's plenty of time. Usually I like to get to the airport, and I want to be the last one on the plane, get there about 9 minutes before. But I'm kind of spoiled. When I was in Green Bay for a long time, you could get there 12 minutes before your flight took off, and you could still make it.
Well, yesterday I was flying back in from Baltimore, but I flew out, I guess, Tuesday, and I was on your plan. I left an hour beforehand, and I was like, oh, it'll be good. And then all the lots were full, and it turned into a panic, and they pulled my bag from security. I barely made it. I did make it, though, so that was good. What are we looking forward to? First of all, why do you come on the cruise every year, AJ? We know it's such a great event. You've been a part of it, I believe, every year, but maybe one. Your wife has ditched you a couple times, like mine. But why do you keep coming back?
It's awesome. The people here, you look around. we've gone on from the beginning, how many years ago. We were young pups when we first started coming on this cruise and got to see everybody and develop relationships with so many people. I think it's just awesome to see every single year how it's different, how the cruise is growing, and different people every year come on, but also the same people that you've gotten to know over the years. So it's like a big family reunion every single year.
We got some new guys coming on the boat, some newbies, if you will. I mean, any advice for some of the current players?
Well, this is a nice boat. So a nice room, nice boat. Good food and drinks everywhere. My advice for them would be enjoy it. Go enjoy yourself. Walk around the deck and hang out with the people. It's not as crowded as it was on the bigger boats, when it's more of like a spring break type party. I think you can get into whatever you want here. Where if you want to hang out till 3 or 4 in the morning, you can find that. If you want to get to bed early and do whatever, you have that as well. So it's kind of whatever you want. I think every day can be a whole new adventure for you.
I like that. Choose your own adventure. I know you're a guy who likes to hit up the table. How do we feel about maybe hitting up some of the casino there on the boat?
I would play some blackjack, but my brother and I played on the old boat when it had a bigger casino. Now I haven't really been to casinos ever since we've gotten on the smaller boats. The casinos seem to be, there's a couple tables and a couple slot machines. Maybe I haven't peeked my head in this year. I haven't really tried, but that would be something. Give me something to do to pass the time, especially those days at sea. I don't really tan, so I'm not laying out on.
I don't say that. Don't sell yourself short.
When I was a little kid, maybe I'd get a little tan when I was going to the pool every single day. Black Oak Swim Club, shout out to them. But I think I'm not going to do a whole lot of, sometimes I go on these trips and I come home and my wife or people say, man, you look like you actually got paler on the trip. I say, yeah, well, I actually wasn't in the sun as much as you would think, but I'm going to get off the boat. We're going to go to the Cayman Islands, go hopefully snorkel around, do something in the ocean. But yeah, I want to get in the water. That's what I want.
So did you didn't bring any of the baby oil Laura normally brings?
I didn't bring any of that, no. You're Diddy, and I think he kind of took the stockpile out of America for a while.
Well, I heard, I guess on Thursday, they're supposed to release that Epstein list. You worried at all?
No, I'm not worried at all. No, I mean, I was going to ask you the same question. With the highfalutin circles you run in, with these silver spooners, I don't know. It's an interesting time to be in America, isn't it, right now?
What does Aaron think? Is Jimmy Kimmel worried?
I think a lot of people are worried. It feels like it. I tell you what an interesting and fun time to be alive, I guess.
It is definitely that. Very interesting, very fun. When we get off the boat, AJ, the combine will be over. I was just talking a little bit about your boy Aaron. I mean, do we have any idea? Do you think he wants to play? Where he wants to sign? I mean, is he in a darkness retreat? Like, what's going on?
I'm not sure what he's doing the moment. I think the darkness retreat, he said he feels pretty good about that. He doesn't need to do that for another year, multiple years maybe. I think he feels pretty good. But I have no idea what he's going to do. I assume he's going to play just because of the competitor he is and how he finished out last season. He looked like he was healthy, played well at the end. I think he loves football, and I think he knows he can still throw the ball. I have no idea where that might be, but I sure hope he plays.
Oh, he's fun to watch. You going to do the Mother Iowa retreat with him this year?
I don't think so. No, I haven't taken any trips with him like that. What does he say? Hold on. Open to everything, attached to nothing. That's what he says, right? So
are you going to embrace that?
Plan it. I mean, no. I'm attached to a lot of things, actually. I'm open to a lot, but I'm also have several attachments too. I think you can kind of have both of those things.
Do you ever feel like your attachments might be a burden in your life?
I do not. Luckily, the things I'm attached to, I love, and they're family and things like that. But I mean, you got to be attached to something, don't you? Do you think about that statement?
I don't know. Aaron just kind of drifts along.
It's like the movie Heat. You don't ever get too close to something where you can't walk away in an instant. I understand if you're a bank robber, the theory of that, but as a human walking in this world, I'm attached to a few things. I'm attached to a few things I want to be attached to, I guess.
That's good. So I watched. Saw you watching some stuff on the iPad. What do we got in the catalog right now? What are we diving into?
I'm trying to download stuff for the trip. I'm watching Severance a little bit with my wife. You actually pay attention and can't doze off through that.
I saw you asleep. So
fell asleep many times. I've downloaded the Full Swing show on Netflix, the golfer show. there's a Robert De Niro series on, some kind of cyber attack went on. I fell asleep through an episode and a half of that on the way here, so I look forward to picking that up and seeing if it's actually a good show, because I didn't really see any.
All right, before we get you out of here, Gene Hackman just passed away. Favorite memories of Gene Hackman, favorite movie?
I mean, you guys, Hoosiers most likely. I mean, everything Gene Hackman, in Hoosiers when he's hitting the little paper on his hand, you know, and he's all those little moments. I mean, there's a million things Gene Hackman didn't hit. What, Gene, his wife, and his dog all died in the same day?
It's beautiful. I mean, it's kind of like The Notebook all together, maybe like Titanic. Do you and Laura aspire for that?
I do not. I mean, what happened to the dog? I need some answers.
He's a co-conspirator. The dog is a co-conspirator. Who knows?
I hope that dog didn't take them all out and then take his own life.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Very, very unique situation. They said there was an open can of peanut butter beside the bed.
Oh, no.
We'll figure out the questions there. AJ, we appreciate it, sir. Thanks for giving us some time, and we'll talk again next week.
AJ Hawk, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Also, Bob, hard to believe that those guys are going to have a fun time this week.
I've seen them on the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. I do believe they're going to have a good time.
Yeah, you had a good time. It's always a good time down there.
It's the best. It's going to be great for all of them, and an awesome experience for the current Buckeyes who get to do it as well. I mean, that's one of the perks and benefits of college football and NCAA athletics waking up and allowing the NIL. This is one of the good things. There are a lot of things about it that we don't like, and transfer portal madness and all that other stuff, but a chance to go raise money and hang out with Ohio State fans is a real benefit, and a thing that doesn't make sense that they would have ever kept current athletes from doing.
We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no crashes that we're watching. Seeing things pick up on 670 near the airport and on 33 out in the Plain City, Dublin area. But so far, everything looking nice and clear. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Uline is expanding in Ohio with a 1.4 million square foot building, and they're looking for exceptional people to get this location up and running. The company has seen decades of growth, creating a stable work environment employees can count on. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour, plus substantial bonus programs and great benefits. They also offer multiple shifts and schedules to fit your life. Check out current Aetna job opportunities at uline.jobs/Ohio.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
You're invited to Circle K's Inner Circle Members Celebration. On March 6th, Inner Circle members across Columbus will get an exclusive 40 cents off per gallon from 6 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. Want to join the party? Just download the Circle K app and create an account to join Inner Circle. Don't miss your chance to save 40 cents off per gallon on March 6th all day. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit the Circle K app for details.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544.
All of our local shows have been ranked in the top 10 in the country by our industry peers, except for Timmy Hall and the Buckeye Show. I was going to make a joke about it, but it's more sad than anything. Poor Timmy, the fan.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Uncle Bo and the boys, they're going to be up after we're done. All kinds of good stuff coming up for them on a Friday. A stadium series. A Myles Garrett news. Porty's going to join them coming up here at 11:30. Don't know what they're going to talk about with him.
Could be anything.
Nothing going on with the Jackets right now.
Everything's going on with the Jackets.
Yeah.
Let's get a Cole Sillinger update.
Yeah, let's get that.
We need it.
Be a bummer for him.
Be a bummer for 90,000 folks.
I know it is. It's also a bummer for them, but I'm just saying for him specifically to not be able to walk out of that tunnel. By the way, we did ask earlier in the week what the situation for their locker room would be. Like, they are using the Buckeyes locker room, so they will be doing the walk from the locker room all the way down to the ice, which is a monster walk.
It is a long walk.
Yeah.
Potentially perilous if you're in skates.
They'll have carpet out there and stuff for them. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They should have just made an ice rink from the locker room to the rink, just
down the ramp skating.
Yes,
suddenly going like 100 miles an hour.
They're not going to get 100 miles. It's not that steep.
No, it's
They're
steep.
Professional athletes. They wouldn't have any problem with that.
It's steep.
No, it's not.
Dangerous.
It's not. It's fine.
Someone's going to be in trouble.
No, don't say that. Don't put that into the ether sphere. You got that. You got the Arnold going on here this weekend.
Are the wings coming out of the true visiting locker room then? So they also have to come down and tell them?
There's no other locker room.
Right.
You know, like that's got to be the only other spot.
Just get dressed at Nationwide. Show up in full gear.
Bus over.
Bus over.
Yeah, it's drop you off right at the.
Kids, you got your skates on?
Yeah. Have some orange slices between intermissions.
Going out there.
Watch the 21 Pilot show.
Yeah.
OAR's performing too. All kinds of stuff.
All the big acts.
Yeah.
I guess, and they said during the broadcast last night that they publicly confirmed a little Script Ohio on the ice.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that'll be nice.
The Michigan game tonight for the Buckeye men's hockey team over at the Shot.
Yeah, you said Arnold this weekend got crew on the road against New England.
Yep.
You have Elimination Chamber on Saturday night. Big PLE.
Is that on the Peacock?
It is streaming on the Peacock.
Who's the main event?
Well, you got the two chamber matches. You have the men's and women's.
Sorry for not knowing.
That's all right. Well, I mean, Bob has actually been talking about it. So I thought maybe you'd be diving back in with both feet because John Cena is trying to qualify so he can be, competing and try and break the record 17th championship. So he's in the chamber match. He wants to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. We'll see. Liberty's got her picks in
WrestleMania.
I don't think he's going to break it at WrestleMania. We're getting deep into the woods there. I think you need to milk this story probably into the summer.
Is he a heel or is he a
John Cena's never worked heel.
Okay. And
I find it very hard to believe that he ever would. But we've got men's chamber match, women's chamber match. So Liberty's got those picks out there. She's got Bianca Belair winning the women's match, and she does have John Cena winning the men's match. So mark
what
those down.
What are the odds on that?
You have to look in the offshore books.
Oh.
You know, they don't
offer them here.
Yeah, you can't get those.
Can't go to Prime Sports Ohio. And
cannot go to Prime and use your bonus bets on wrestling for reasons. But you also have The Rock, the final boss, demanding an answer. He wants Cody Rhodes' soul. What does that mean? I don't know.
You have to tune in and find out.
You have to tune in and find out. He demanded an answer. So that's going to happen in Toronto. And
I hope Willie gets into wrestling. I'd like to get back into it.
Well, I found that you can make them.
Just make them watch it. Yeah.
Now, they might not take to it the way Liberty did. Or Willie might not take to it the same way that Liberty did with just both feet all in, like completely. She wants to watch it 7 nights a week. And
it's not on 7 nights a week, is it? Have you guys gone back and like watched the old stuff? Isn't that all archived?
She will watch. I will come downstairs sometimes and like she gets up before me on some days, and I'll go downstairs. She's working on breakfast, dressed for school, and she will be watching like the 2019 Royal Rumble on Peacock. And I'm like, "How did you pick this?" She's like,
"Were you Shark missing Guardians games?"
She'll watch it, and she's like, and she can't always understand why someone might have been booed at this time, and now she likes them. Like, she's not really. She hasn't pieced all of the pieces together quite for the puzzle yet. But yeah.
How long do you think it would take if I jumped in like 2 feet first to catch up on?
Well, WrestleMania season is the time to do it. This is the best time of year, best stories, best action. I think you don't want to. I mean, it's at the same time as the Stadium Series, so you don't want to catch the replay of Elimination Chamber. But if you watched it tomorrow night, or you just watched it Sunday morning, you would be ready for the next 6 weeks in the build-up to WrestleMania.
Okay.
You'd catch up immediately.
I won't do it, but maybe next year.
All right, fine.
We're still locked into Toy Story and Moana right now, so.
Well, I mean, it'll help you pass it on to Willie.
Yeah, but I'd like to learn with him. We just learn together.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
Yeah. We do.
Well, next year at this time.
We do wrestle. I do power bombs at night with him getting ready for bed.
Well, that's step one.
He loves it.
You actually participate, teach the moves, make sure that he knows what they're called. That'll give you a good baseline once you fire up the shows. Because I think next year, by the 2026 Royal Rumble, you would really need to be watching.
It'll be 3 at that point.
When Liberty watched the Royal Rumble, and it was 30 times the countdown going and like the crowd participation, it was 3 years ago. Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble, and we bet on the Rumble. You draw numbers in our house to gamble on it that way in a legal, sensible fashion. That's when she got hooked on it. And Allie will say, like, because we went to Indianapolis for the Rumble last month, and Allie's like, yeah, this is the best event. And it is.
She likes it too.
The most
She's
entertainment. You have all the intros. Allie likes to pretend like she doesn't like it, but she knows, and she has.
It was like you with Nickelback.
Exactly. Well, probably it's exactly like me and Nickelback. Okay. But she's got 6 different WWE homage shirts. She's got a Rock shirt. She's got a Charlotte Flair shirt.
Speaking
she loves Bianca Belair. Yeah, she's got multiple. She's violating a lot of rules there. Although wrestling, you do whatever you want. But anyway, she pretends like she doesn't like it, but she loves it.
Nothing wrong with that.
She actually texted on Tuesday. So it was Liberty, me, and Bill Landis in Cincinnati for NXT. And Allie texted at like 2 o'clock. She's like, I already got FOMO. She thought she was going to stay home, clean the house, get ready for my parents to come down, have a night to herself, quiet around the house. Nah, it was easy for her to say 3 weeks ago, I don't want to go to NXT. I'm not going to. That's stupid. I'm not doing that. And then the day it arrives,
wish I would have gone.
Live wrestling is the best. And also, I think I'm fun to hang out with, but I also know that Liberty is fun to hang out with at Live Wrestling, and she proved it to everybody in Cincinnati. Rip his arm out.
That's maybe one of the best lines I've heard on this show.
She's the best.
Still real to me, damn it.
Oh. We'll have that conversation when we have that conversation.
Never let her grow up. Just keep it real.
I think she would understand. And I don't try and I'm not lying about it. It's not a holiday season situation with the ruse. Like, if she has questions, then I'll answer them. But she's so invested in the fandom of particular wrestlers like Cody Rhodes and finishing the story last year at WrestleMania. I don't want to take that part away. I appreciated it on a different level, and the story is without, worrying necessarily about every single thing that happened in the squared circle. I appreciate it on a different level than she does. I think once she got to that point, she would like it the same way that I do, even if she knows that something may have been arranged ahead of time. I think. I hope that wouldn't ruin it for her, because otherwise I'll feel really bad.
I'll let you deal with that this weekend.
Oh, gosh, I don't know why you put that in my head.
Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. Who wins tomorrow night's Stadium Series game with the Horseshoe? Jackets or Red Wings? Jackets 10-0.
Easy.
Yeah. 10 cannon fires. Everything goes your way. You're humming right now. Just beat them up last night. You're good.
They might let the Red Wings score once just for
the fans.
You showed up for the Stadium Series.
I think that this is the only time in fan poll history that it is a 100-0. We've been close before. I mean, it's been 97-98. It's a 100% banger right now.
End it
on X.
Close it down.
Austin, I had so much fun with you today. What do you say we reconvene sometime in the future if they allow us? You good with that?
Well, that's a big if.
I know. Hey, have a great birthday, all right?
All right, thank you.
Big 42 for our guy. Everybody have an awesome weekend. Uncle Bo and the boys are up next. We're back live on Monday to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Friday to you. Right now, no major crashes or slowdowns that we're watching across the metro. Busy traffic on 33 out in the Plain City, Dublin area, and on 33 as you come in on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmeldt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not.
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Nonstop flights from Columbus to Fort Lauderdale, one way for as low as $44. Must be purchased by 4/24/2025 for travel between 3/13/2025 and 8/17/2025. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Are you turning 65? Are you looking for Medicare Advantage coverage? Great news! The Ohio State Health Systems and Mount Carmel Health Systems are in our provider network. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. One of our licensed agents will answer your call. Call today, 1-888-76-AETNA. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area. Participating healthcare providers are independent contractors and are neither agents nor employees of Aetna. The availability of any particular provider cannot be guaranteed, and provider network composition is subject to change. Other physicians, providers are available in our network.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Mr. President. Agent Collins, come on in.
Catch the new Hulu original, Paradise. Some conspiracies are bigger than they seem.
When I became president, first thing I asked about was the secrets. Aliens. Who killed JFK? You're the only one I really trust. And I want to tell you the truth.
Starring Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, and James Marsden.
The biggest secret is right under your nose.
What aren't you telling me? The Hulu original series, Paradise. New episodes Tuesdays. Streaming